my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them, this is my ship, I'ma jack it like Letterman, y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain, the cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit, I'm a big bull in this element, yeah, said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah, I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch out, step in it, yeah, and I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here, watch out, touchdown, pulling plans out the clutch, everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now, have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that, big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that, work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that, had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my, yeah. Run it, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them, this is my ship, I'ma jack it like Letterman, y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain, the cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit, I'm a big bull in this element, yeah, said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah, I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch out, step in it, yeah, and I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here, watch out, touchdown, pulling plans out the clutch, everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now, have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that, big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that, work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that, had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my, yeah. Run it, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah. Run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven. Got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that. It's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up. I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're in hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. What's going on, Jay? We are back in the building.
Yeah, just like about 12 hours ago.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So man, let's check the chat, man. Who we got in the building? I'm throwing off a little bit today. I don't know what's going on, man. What's going on, folks? You guys can hear us good? Let us know if you can hear us, and we'll get this thing kicked off.
Yes, sir. I see people in the chat. They're saying what we were talking about earlier today. Kind of tired about that other fight that ain't happened yet. That wasn't announced, so no, everyone tired of it. Yeah, man. Skills from New Orleans say they hear us.
Yeah, we can kick it off with that one, man.
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second, Jay. You know I'm still under the weather, so I think I'm gonna have to do a quick cough.
Perfect. Salute to everybody. Yeah, we had a good one last night. And it didn't keep us up till like 3 a.m. unlike the David Benavidez Caleb Plant fight. Salute Jason William, Brian S.
My apologies, everybody. I'm still getting over.
Damn it,
getting
man.
over a cold. What you talking about, bro?
Tunnel. Hey, I'm looking in the chat. Tunnel already on the hit. Already trying to see something. That's why we're gonna get this out of the way early.
Yeah, man. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight, bro, or today rather. So first of all, I want to start off with what the people are talking about in the chat. Let's go ahead and start off with Terence Crawford, Errol Spence. All right. So actually, let me back up, man, because I got to give love to the people that support the channel. So Rock Dog Interactive, Black Father Figures, and we got a new sponsor coming very soon. I'm just waiting for everything to be finalized with that. So hopefully next week we'll be talking about our new sponsor and showing their product to you guys. But Jay, we got to come up here, man, and say we were dead ass wrong about Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford.
Man,
I am. Do you need a teaspoon of medicine? Yeah, I actually do. I think it's actually the medicine that got me damn sick. But yeah, bro, we were what was this, like 3 weeks ago, Jason, where we talked about Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford and that the fight had been finalized or was set to take place on June 17th. And of course, we got that from our boy Chicken Talk. Chicken Talk is well connected. And so we felt very confident with coming out and saying that this was going to occur. Subsequent to that, there were other outlets that mentioned the same thing, one of which was the Ring Magazine. And I think Ring Magazine is the entity that added that fight was going to be announced as a part of the Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight. And it didn't happen. And now we are maybe 8 weeks out from that date.
Yeah, it was 8 weeks yesterday.
So clearly that fight is not going to happen. And clearly it's not going to happen on that date. And clearly we were absolutely wrong about June 17th. So unlike other outlets that we see that have an issue with coming on their platform and saying that they were absolutely incorrect, we have no such issue because we never claimed to be infallible. So we got that wrong. Now, wanna quickly. I see people in the comment section talking about I told you so. I mean, I knew these guys were gonna roast us today on this one, but I'm here for it.
Hey,
I'm here for all the roasting.
We here for it, man. We got thick skin. Hey, take the good with the bad. We wanted that fight. Our sources, had some good information, but they'd also let us know it's kind of fluid. All it takes is one person to back out, which has happened last year, as we all know. So I don't know if it happened again this year. Fight ain't happening on June 17th. It wasn't announced last night, so screw it. I'm done.
Yeah, and guys, in the comment section, we fully expected to come on here and get roasted today. So I have no problem with any roasting that goes on in the comment section, in the live chat. Feel free to say whatever it is that you need to say. I don't have an issue with it. Now, I want to go into something very quickly, though. Steven Espinosa mentioned about the fight, the negotiations, and making sure that people come to a conclusion or get to a point where they understand what the true value of a fight is, or the true value of that fight is, so that they can move forward. Because he highlighted that as a point. And I think there was a clear reason why he highlighted that as a point. And that reason was there's unrealistic expectations. We know where those unrealistic expectations are coming from. They're coming from Terence Crawford's side. And so I think that's probably delaying the fight. At this point, I'm really of the mindset now that I don't really care as much about this fight anymore. I'm tired of hearing about it. Spence yesterday, Fight Hype was trying to ask him whether or not the fight was going to happen. Refused to respond to the question. That's not a good sign, because in the past he was saying that he thought the fight would happen. So for me, I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is at this point. Those guys can do what they're going to do. We got a big fight last night, and I think that our focus is going to be on the folks who are fighting and less so on the ones that are not. Jay, any other thoughts on this topic before we move to something else?
No, I agree. The only thing I would say is that I wish, instead of them kind of like putting out there like it's a potential of them fighting next in June, wish they would just be like, look, Spence is going to fight Thurman, Bud is going to fight Rocha, and then they fight, but they try to fight again or whatever. So that way they already have fights already lined up, and we can be completely dead at that issue, at least for the next 3-4 months.
So let me address Corey Briggs very quickly, and then we can circle back to this topic later on, guys, because I do want to get into the Tank Davis stuff. Corey Briggs, the reason why we believe that it's Crawford who's the holdup is that Crawford has always been on record as being the individual who had unrealistic expectations of his value. That's why. Crawford is on record saying that both of them agreed to 0% guarantee with a specific split of the pay-per-view revenues, and he is the one that backed out. So if Steven Espinosa today is saying that fighters have unrealistic expectations of what this fight is going to make, clearly it's not Spence, because Spence was willing to risk getting a back end and not getting the front end. Terence Crawford was not. And don't say that he was, because he backed out of the deal. So that's the reason why I feel that it's Crawford who is the one that's holding up this fight in terms of his desire to get something that maybe this fight is not worth. So that's the reason why I'm there. So
also, Greg, real quick, Bud already said the fight wasn't going to happen. He's the one that continues to say that he wasn't going to fight. Hit out of his own mouth. It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still. I mean, maybe it's on us for being foolish to say it's going to happen, despite him saying it's never going to happen. So that's on us for wanting to see an undisputed fight against two great fighters. That's on us.
Tunnel vision. That's right. I caught that too. They never said that there was a chance that the fight happening in June. Jay, you just said that. They never said that. So I do agree with that. I caught that as well. So I do agree with you. That's a correction that we needed to make.
Yeah, no timetable,
but Bud didn't agree to 35 to 65. If he did, the fight would have been made. He didn't agree to shit. Okay, man, let's go ahead. We'll circle back to that topic a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come up again, but not as much.
Sure. Right now, I want to focus on Gervonta Tank Davis yesterday, 7th round KO with a body shot to Ryan Garcia. The fight basically played out the way that we said it was going to play out, Jay.
Yeah.
I thought that Ryan Garcia was going to be a live dog the first few rounds because of the range, the speed, the length, and he was. I thought it was going to take several rounds for Tank to figure him out. It wasn't necessarily several. I would say more of a couple, because he started coming on in round 3 and 4. I thought it was going to be more like round 4 or 5. And I thought that Tank would eventually knock him out between 7 and 9. That was my prediction. He knocked him out in the 7th round. I didn't think it was necessarily going to be a body shot, but it was what it was. And Tank won. So there's a couple of different topics that I want to discuss there, Jay, but I'm going to go ahead and let you take it over because, once again, I need to cough. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead and take it.
Yeah, ain't no thing. Yeah, for me, I mean, Tank took over in the second round, too. I mean, the first round was a fill-out round. Tank, only reason Garcia won that first round because of Tank's inactivity. Tank was just doing what Tank always does. He caught him with that left, dropped. Now, I give Ryan credit. He got up. Them legs were little Bambi-like legs because they were knocking. So he went back, kind of recalibrated. So, but after that knockdown, Ryan was seeing like his whole game plan was gone. Whatever that was, all he was doing was trying to land that left hook. Now, truth be told, when Tank dropped him with that, hit him with that body shot in the 7th round, he also could have gone up top to the head because the head was exposed as well. He could have gone. He had his choice. He went to the body, and that eventually what ended the fight. Now, I'm not going to just necessarily say Ryan quit. You know, he definitely made a business decision, but I know a liver shot ain't nothing to mess with. That'll change your whole life. So, I mean, I can't necessarily say he fully quit, but he definitely made a business decision. You started with his looking up at Tank. You started with his looking at the ref like, do I want to try to get some more of this shit? I don't think so. Because it would have been uglier if he had gone on.
Yeah. So I want to start back. Baby, you want to be on camera? Come on, lover. Come be on the camera. All right, man. Yeah, that was wifey. She brought me some cough drop, guys. So Ryan got uber. I think the first round gave Ryan too much confidence. I think he felt like he was going to be in a situation where he'd be able to really take it to Tank. Saw that he was able to have some success in the first round. Saw that Tank was a little bit hesitant, but it wasn't necessarily a hesitation. It was more so Tank figuring him out. He got overly aggressive in the 2nd round, got clipped, and he got his mind right very quickly and understood that was something that he could not do. Let me pause very quickly, though. Nigo, Dima, Scarfo, Greg, you got to start taking some herbs, bro. You ain't lying. I actually took some medicine and I got worse, bro. I'm starting to feel like medicine is not the right thing to do. Shout out to Bruce Gass, who's in the chat section. Shout out to you, Bruce. But yeah, bro. And then he got up. He started being a little bit more cautious. Tank started to fill him out more, started to understand, and really started to come on in rounds 3, 4, and 5. And Jay, during the live stream, I told everybody, I said, hey, listen, if he doesn't do something, he being Ryan Garcia, if he doesn't do something in the next 2 rounds, this shit is completely over. Because if you look at the body language, you could see that the body language was telling us he was fading. The confidence was leaving. It was fleeting. And
it was the confidence that was fading, not just the body. It was that confidence.
Sure. Yeah, it was the body language that was telling us that the confidence was fading. And so going into the 7th round, I said, he got to do something in the next 2 rounds or this shit is completely over. And he got clipped in the 7th round and it was over. Well, not clipped, but he got hit with a body shot. At the end of the day, Tank is showing us that he is who we say he is. He is a complete fighter. And I'm not necessarily saying that he is the best fighter at 135 pounds, although I do, to a large degree, believe that. I think he beats Devin Haney. The jury is out on Shakur Stevenson. People are very high on Shakur Stevenson. I like Shakur Stevenson a lot. When I look at Shakur from an eye test perspective, he passes the eye test, period. So I'm good with Shakur Stevenson in that regards, but we got to see more from Shakur before I can say he actually beats Tank. But, man, he is who we thought he is. Now, Jay, let's dive into some of those different. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
No, I said, No, I was saying, Tank, he proved that he proved he is who he said he was, you know. I agree with you on Tank and Devin. I like Devin. I like Shakur as well, but I think Devin, I don't think Devin holds up over 12 rounds against Tank.
I just can't see it.
I don't see it.
I see a very similar fight to what we saw last night. I think Devin is a better version of Ryan Garcia.
Hell yeah.
I don't think he clips Devin in 6 or 7 rounds. I think Devin is going to be more disciplined in what he does, but I just don't see. I think Devin maybe folds in 9 or 10. Seriously, yeah, I mean, you got to be disciplined for all 12 rounds against Tank, and you got to be on the watch out for that power all 12 rounds.
And the power from everywhere with Tank.
Correct.
That's the thing. Tank has beaten people in multiple ways. His last 4 or 5 knockouts, he's done them in so many different ways. It's not even funny. He sets traps for people, and he's patient with it. You're not going to be able to do what he did to Kambosos with just a jab. That's not going to keep Tank at bay for too long. Tank will let that happen for 1 or 2 rounds, and he's slipping underneath that and probably going to catch you that left hook or going to go to the body with it. So it'll still be a hell of a fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say Tank's just going to dominate Dev all the rounds, but it'll be an interesting fight. Dev still got to get past Loma. Loma's still alive, dog. Shakur, although the eye test tells me Shakur is one of the top 3 at 135, top 3, top 5. But he still has to prove it in the ring. He has to prove it at 135, So it's time will tell. Hopefully they'll get in the ring sooner than later, but Tank has impressed me a lot over the years, just seeing him mature, and that ring IQ has just gotten exponentially better each fight, it seems. And he's doing it so many different ways.
So let's talk about a couple of the topics coming out of that fight, Jay. We did a video last night that did over 100,000 views. It's crazy. So I want to talk about number 1, round 2. Tank drops Ryan because Ryan is being overly aggressive and looking for that left hook. Tank ducks it, catches him with a straight left, and puts him down. Tank got 1 10-10 round and 2 10-9 rounds. Chat, Jay, make it make sense.
You can't.
I have never seen
it make sense.
The only way it can make sense in my mind is that Ryan Garcia was so dominant in the round. And when I say dominant, I mean ass kicking. He just didn't knock the guy down. That when he got knocked with if he would have gotten knocked down with like a flash punch or something like that, you can come back and say, okay, well, I'm going to make this a 9-9 round or something like that. How the fuck was it a 10-10 round or a 10-9 round?
It can't be. It can't be a 10 round because you get dropped, you lose a point.
It made no fucking sense.
You should lose 2 points unless you've been dominating that round so much where you're going to win the round. Then it should be a 9-9.
Right.
At the very least.
A 10-10 and a 10-9. What the fuck? Like, listen. Personally, I believe that they were on their way to routing Tank, fucking him over. I think Tank was leading on all the scorecards, but personally, it's my belief that they had no choice because it was clear that Ryan wasn't winning that fight. I gave Ryan round 1. That's fucking it. Now, some people gave him round 6. Okay. I gave him round 1. That's all I gave him. And the fight shouldn't even been that close to me as far as I'm concerned. It was because of that second round. So I don't know what's going on with these guys, man. This is part of the sport that really gives the boxing game a black eye. And it's part of the sport that really, really, really needs to be corrected, bro.
Yeah, but not only that, it's like the judge that gave it a 10-10 was Dave Moretti. He had Tank losing the 3rd round. Which is crazy as hell to me. I'm like, the only round that Ryan clearly won was round 1, and that wasn't because of what Ryan was necessarily doing. It was what Tank wasn't doing. And that's normal for Tank. Tank wasn't rushing himself. He was just chilling and surveying the field, seeing what Ryan got to do, seeing his speed, seeing his length, to see how that he's getting the measurable and download that data to get it, make his game plan work. You saw it the second round.
That Brendan McDonald said that's why you don't leave it to the judges. Facts.
100%
Hill
facts.
said need some new judges. 50 says, and that's the CompuBox. I'm not sure what that means by that.
Yeah, he was talking about the numbers he put up earlier.
Oh, okay, gotcha. C-Thrower said he only got 1 round from me. Facts. That's all I can see. Shout out to
Round
Brian
one.
S. Brian S. is in the building. Brian S. is one of our members. Appreciate you, Brian. Hey, guys, if you guys have the time, please take a look, man. Consider becoming a member of the channel. It helps us to, bring this content to you. It helps us to do these documentaries. It helps us to be live at some of these events. We were live at Tank's Media Day a couple of weeks ago. So it helps us to do these types of things and bring you more of these content. Shout out to Skills from New Orleans, man. $5. Not overly active, waste zero energy, and offensively intelligent. Adjust scientifically. I think he's talking about Tank Davis.
He's talking about Tank. Yep, that first
Absolutely.
round. That was that the fact that and one judge gave Ryan the first round, the 6th round. Then Moretti gave that 10-10 round in round 2, and gave Ryan round 3. The only one judge had it 1 round for Ryan. That was the last judge, Westphal. And he even had that round 2 a 10-9 round. So 10-9, when you get dropped, that means you were dominating the round, which clearly Ryan was not dominating that round. Nowhere near. So, I mean, the judges doing shit like that, it pisses me off because these fights are putting their lives on the line. A loss can change their whole trajectory for a long time. It can cost them millions of dollars. And the judges just gonna go to the next fight and mess someone else up. That's not cool, man. These judges need to be held accountable. They need to be fired. Bump any new training. Nah, they need to be gone. Bump that. That's not cool. Not cool at all.
There need to be some consequences associated with judging a fight so fucking badly. Like, seriously, like, making mistakes like that, man, there needs to be situations where, shout out to Otis Smith. Just subscribe, my fellas. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you joining the fam. There needs to be some consequences associated with individuals who are making egregious errors like this. It's one thing to make an error. It's okay. We are not infallible. As a matter of fact, Jason and I, were more so Jason fucks up all the time. But believe it or not, I'm not infallible either. That's a joke, guys. That's a joke. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to be cool today, man. I'm tired still too. Hey, go to hell. Man, fuck your cool. At the end of the day,
you sick bastard.
It's all right, motherfucker. All right. At the end of the day, man, there's got to be more stern. There's got to be there got to be consequences to this shit, bro. It cannot be like this. But let me pause very quickly, Jay. We got 207 people in the building, 52 likes. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, please hit the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content. But make sure that you are engaging with the content. And also, there is a little square box in the right-hand corner, the lower right-hand corner of the screen. It's the subscribe button. Subscribe and become a member or a subscriber to the channel. Jason and I, we're always dropping content on a daily basis, whether it's clips, whether it's fantasy fights, whether it's documentaries. Strap season, Errol Spence, go check it out. We are always dropping content that I'm sure you will like. Let's get back into it, Jay. Yeah, man. I mean,
that just rubbed me the wrong way, man. I don't like. I mean, you don't play boxing, and these guys train and work, bust their ass to try to get to where they're at. For some punk ass judge, to rob their ass. You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree.
The value their work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, it still pisses me off about the Canelo Floyd fight. That fight was not close. That was a straight up clinic. And you're going to have a damn draw? Man, hell nah.
Ohio style lyrics, what's going on with you, bro? Yeah, man. No, I totally agree with that, Jay. I mean, at the end of the day, these judges, there's got to be sterner circumstances or consequences associated with bad decisions, ones that are egregious. And, something has to be done about that. So let's now move, Jay, into the 7th round, because this was definitely a topic of debate. Could Ryan Garcia have gotten up? Now, I've seen different responses from different people. I've been hit. Jay, you told a story last night. I'm going to tell the story today. I used to, a lot of people, they'll say, oh, you guys ain't never been in the ring. Actually, we have, or at least I have. Jason ain't done nothing. He was the greatest shadow boxer in history. I've actually done some amateur
Shadow
boxing.
ain't got a chance with me.
I know. I did some amateur boxing back in the day, more so like training and sparring and shit like that. And I told a story that, I did it when I was 15, and then I did it a little bit more when I was in college. And I got hit by I was kicking this white guy's ass. He hit me in the stomach so fucking hard, I threw up food that I hadn't even eaten. So I know how devastating a body shot is, bro. So I know that shit can put you down and you will not come back. So I hate to say that he just quit, but Ryan did look like he can get up, and I didn't get up. But at the same time, I'm not at the pinnacle of the sport, where everything is on the line, and I need to get up. So
fact.
I don't know, man. So Jay, I'm gonna throw that one. I'm gonna throw that one to you, man, before I say anything about it, because I saw Andre Berto say it was a good shot, but he thought he could get up. I saw Andy Ruiz say he quit. I saw a bunch of people say he quit. I don't know, bro. What's your thoughts? You think he quit?
The thing what makes it like he quit, because it's like he backed up, and usually when you get hit in the stomach, your body shot is delayed reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So that was expected. He went down, took a knee, then he looked up at Tank looking like, you did this to me. And looked back down, looked at the ref like, help me. And then he's like, nah. And then after the ref counted him out, he stood right up, stood up immediately and walked to his corner. So that's why a lot of people are like, they say he quit. So it's like, it's hard. It's like, I don't want to say the man quit, but it's similar. You could say it's possible he did, but I know how a body shot feel. I mean, I wasn't sparring, but I was just, clowning around with my brother, just slap box and stuff. He caught me in the stomach, that core, you get hit in the core like that, a liver shot, man, it changed your life. But it's Jason, like, think about
hold on. Nigga, you got dropped by a slap boxing body shot? What the fuck you talking about?
My brother. See, here we go, Greg. Here we go. My brother outweighs him by 60 pounds.
This motherfucker got dropped by a slap box body shot. I told y'all Jason
I was 12. He was 19.
I don't want to hear that shit. You were 19 too, nigga.
Shut your ass up. I hope you choking that damn cough drop you on right now. How about that?
Anyway, man, go ahead, bro.
Go without cough for the next hour, you asshole.
Go ahead, bro.
Man, I'm tired of your ass.
Go ahead, man. You got it. Go ahead, finish.
Got me about to cuss on his mic.
Go ahead, finish what you said, bro. Go ahead, man. I
understand everything about you, man. That's why your ass sick now. You
it's
bastard.
All good. Hey, man, finish your story, man.
Hope you choke on your goddamn spear in the background too. How about that?
He dropped you with a slap box body shot. Now go ahead and finish it.
Anyway, you ain't gonna try. Nah, you ain't gonna try to change the narrative on that. Hell nah.
Man, you got it, bro. Go ahead and finish it.
Man, you go ahead, man. You still. That's why your bladder weak. That boy who messed your stomach up got your bladder weak now. You on Metamucil and shit. You on soft liquid still.
So Jason, let's pause. Jason has always been jealous that I actually. So the gym that I was at where I got dropped with the body shot, that was Tavares Cloud gym. Nate Campbell was also in that gym. So I was in there with actual fighters. Nate Campbell ain't in my weight class, and I wasn't about to get in the ring with Tavares Cloud. He would have killed me. What the fuck you talking about?
So you got killed by the other dude, huh? You had to shit yourself.
No, I was beating his ass.
Hey, y'all, Greg shit himself.
Shot. Yeah, okay. Anyway, no, man, when you look at Ryan Garcia, my opinion, bro, is like when I first saw it, dog, I thought he quit. I really did think he quit. But man, thinking about it, man, and thinking about how I felt when I was on that ground, man, and bro, I don't know, bro. Anyway. Hey, anyway, you a hey motherfucker, boy. Anyway, Hey, listen. At least I got in there. I got in there. I had the nuts to get in there. Did you? Did you?
You also had the shits when you got up out of there.
Hey, I had the guts to get in there. Anyway, man. Let's pause here very quickly. We got 220 people in the building, 78 likes. If you like what you're hearing, man, please hit the like button. If you don't, hit the dislike button, but make sure that you're engaging with the content. Got a subscribe button down there in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the subscribe button, become a subscriber, join the family, man. We're always dropping content on a daily basis. Clips, documentaries, you name it. Strap season, Errol Spence is out right now. Go check it out. It's at around 25,000 views. Go check that out. Jay, do we want to continue down this path, man? I hadn't had the opportunity to look at what the chat was saying. Big Tony, salute to you. Fentanyl public relations, man. Come on now. All those shit stains. Come on, bro.
Hey y'all, hold up, Greg. Hey y'all, that was in the chat live last night for the fight party. Y'all remember Greg kept going to the bathroom? Think about it. He just let y'all know.
Anyway, bruh, do we want to continue down this path? Because I haven't had the opportunity to really see what the chat has to say about clean up on aisle 2, voice of God boxing. Come on, bruh. I haven't seen what the chat. So, did you guys feel that he quit? Do you feel that he quit? Because my initial thought was he quit just because, Jay, you made a great point. He got up and just walked away. Clearly, the body shot hurt. I believe the body shot hurt.
Oh, hell yeah, that shit's hurt.
But I felt like, and the reason why I'm thinking it's more so quit than anything else, Ryan's body language suggested that he knew that he wasn't going to win this fight in round 5 and 6. And that's the reason why I made the comment after round 6 that the body language is telling me that this dude is not going to go on. He's not going to go on. And Matt, let me pause and say, shout out to Ray Jackson, man. I see you in the building, bro. So I felt like it was more so, man, he quit.
Yeah, I don't want to say because I gave him credit for getting up from that left in the second round, and he got up. He was thinking about getting up. But I think he made a business decision in round 7. I don't know if that's necessarily quitting, but he like I said, he looked up at Tank and just shook his head, and Tank had that look like, you come on, get on up so I can go ahead and knock you out. He didn't want no more of that. He made a business decision, so it was smart because it was going to get uglier. He was going to be put out. That's for real.
I wholeheartedly agree with that, man. Let's see. Betting lines, yeah, he quit. Yeah, Remy Ogun, he knew what was to come. A little bit, I think he quit. Brendan McDonald been saying he quit for a while. Brian S. is kind of tough to say he quit. Let's just say he left early is basically what he is saying. He quit and was smart. Greg Levy. Yeah, man. Asante L, he quit because he got the bag he didn't deserve. Yeah, man.
Can't not tell me this, y'all, and everyone in the chat, Greg. Is that the same thing that happened with Fundora?
Man, so that's an interesting question, Jay, because Fundora looked like he was lucid too while he was on the ground. He looked lucid.
Yeah.
He looked like he knew where he was. But a lot of people say that wasn't the case, so I don't know. Yeah, that's a great question. You guys think Fundora quit, or you think Fundora couldn't go on?
And Fundora was winning that fight.
See, Molly Mall said, nah, Fundora didn't know where he was. Brenda said it looked similar. To me, it looked similar too.
Looked similar.
See, I didn't see the whole fight. Like literally, that's when I was out and I couldn't see the fight. I still haven't seen that entire fight. I literally only saw maybe like a 20-second clip, and I'm like, what the fuck is Fundora doing? Like he's just kind of sitting up. Like, what? Get the fuck up. So
they said he fell from heaven.
T. Ward said Fundora weren't working. He was lucid.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Bridge got a point. Fundora's gotten up before. You know, he got up against Lubin. Well, he took a knee against Lubin, so it's slightly different, but he's gotten up.
Yeah,
but that was a long way down, though. That was a long way down to the canvas on that one.
Yeah, I mean, he got caught clean, man. So I mean, it is what it is. Jay, anything
Yeah.
else, man, in terms of Ryan Garcia Quinn? Because there's one more top. Well, it's actually a couple of more topics that I want
Couple more on this one,
to
yeah.
talk about. Let's transition. So let me preface my comments by saying this again, because sometimes people come into the comment section and it's clear that they didn't actually look at the video. They just ran to the comment section. Last night, we hosted a fight party. In hosting a fight party, Jason and I are always engaging with the chat. Plus, you have to turn the volume all the way down or your live chat will get flagged because they will know that you're streaming or whatever, or it'll appear that you're streaming, and they don't want that.
Fight, yeah.
So we don't hear what's being said in the live telecast, and sometimes we don't see everything. So it appeared to me that Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins were nowhere in sight. But after going through the chat, I saw that people said that they were in the building, that Bernard Hopkins was in the back while Ryan was warming up. But I know for a fact neither one of them was at the post-fight press conference, and neither was Joe Goose.
Yeah.
So that's very weird. We know that Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins, Golden Boy Promotion, did not want this fight. It's clear as day. Leonard Ellerbe said it, and it's not like you had to have some kind of inside information to know that they didn't want this fight. It was clear to me. So knowing that, do you think there's some turmoil, Jay, in terms of Golden Boy Promotion, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins? Something's going on, man. Those dudes were not at the post-fight press conference, man. Now, let me say this. Ryan Garcia is the biggest fighter on your platform, in your promotional company. He is going out there to represent your brand. The least you can do is show up to the post-fight press conference and make sure that you show support. Now, don't get me wrong. They had Eric Gomez there. And we understand that Eric Gomez is really the person that's driving and running Golden Boy Promotion as far as I understand.
Yeah, wasn't he the one that Leonard Ellerbe said he did deal with? Was that the one Leonard said he spoke with?
More than likely. But the thing is, Oscar and Bernard are the face. And so from an optics perspective, you need to be present. You need to make sure that you are showing support, similar to what Floyd did at the beginning of the fight, making sure that people saw him visibly there with Gervonta Davis, supporting him, even though he's not a part of this promotional company anymore. Clearly, there is something going on with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions. I've always felt that way. When Leonard Ellerbe said that he would sleep at the fucking wheel, that I would wholeheartedly agree with that. I think that's the reason why he went through the transition that he had several years ago, where all those fighters who appeared to be with Golden Boy were really not. So, man, something's going on, Jerry. So I'm gonna pass it to you, and I'm gonna look at the chat, bro. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, well, let me say something. Molly Mall said, B-Hop said something about he didn't want to cause any issues with Team Mayweather. Molly Mall, I give you props for listening to that full interview on Fight Hype, because I couldn't get through. Me and Greg couldn't get through like the first 3-5 minutes.
Let me say this. I tried to listen to the first 5 minutes. That's fucking bullshit. I don't give a fuck what you don't want to do. You were perfectly fine with getting into it with them at the weigh-in. There, after the fight, there's no logical reason why you're gonna get into it with them. You are a grown ass 50-some-year-old man. Go to the post-fight press conference, sit down, act accordingly, act professionally, and support the fighter that's there representing your brand.
But Greg, get this though, Greg. If he had won, would they have been there? You're damn right they would have been there.
Yeah, they wouldn't have gave a shit what Mayweather then was there saying and doing. That's bullshit, bro.
Exactly. I feel bad for Ryan in that aspect, because he was there left by himself with just Eric Gomez. That's bullshit. Your trainer wasn't there. Your promoters weren't there. It's one thing if Ryan had gone to the hospital, they should be there on his behalf to speak on his behalf, since he's not there. He was there. They should have been there. At least one of them. But the fact that they weren't, it's bullshit. That's coward. That's very. I mean, whether they wanted Ryan to fight Tank or not, they should have been there, because it's their job to be there for their fighter. He like you said, he's the one he got the whole brand on his back. It's him. We know Zerto ain't that dude. Munguia can't get a fight. He won't fight nobody worth a damn with a pulse. So I mean, that's not cool. If I'm Ryan, I'm leaving, man. I'm getting a new trainer. I'm getting a new promotional company. I'm out, man. But also the thing like we talked about before, Greg, remember we wonder about what Joe Goosen said about training Ryan. It's more like a collaboration.
Exactly.
You know, so that could have been an issue with Joe and Ryan, but he still should have been. They should have did that kid like that. That was dirty.
Let me go to the chat real quick, man. I want to shout out my boy, the League of Legacies. Black father figures. That is the League of Legacy. Make sure that you go support them. We got to make sure that we on the channel, man, we're going to drop the link to the League of Legacy, the Black father figures cruise at the end of the year. We're going to do that this week. He says, why are you expecting people that aren't, I think he said, aren't professional to act professional all of a sudden? That's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Yeah, he corrected it down at the bottom. Yep, I understood it correctly. Yeah. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jay. They spent so much time throughout this entire promotion creating the narrative that the rehydration clause is such an issue and that Tank and his team have no confidence in themselves, in their fighter, knowing that in reality, they don't have the confidence in Ryan Garcia. And the reason why they're painting this narrative is to promote him later, to make him marketable later after he loses by KO. That was always the point of that. And a lot of people came in there and they were like, oh, well, he's a coward this, he's a coward that. Listen, at the end of the day, the only thing Tank Davis is guilty of is A-siding. He was A-siding.
He's just guilty of pulling a De La Hoya, basically.
Yeah, just like Mayweather's guilty of A-siding. De La Hoya is guilty of A-siding. Canelo is guilty of A-siding. Spence is guilty of A-siding. Crawford is guilty of A-siding. Every fighter that has been to A-side is guilty of that. And we know that every fighter that fights under IBF rules, they have to do the exact same thing. So if you use that logic and you lose because you couldn't rehydrate 10 or more pounds, then that means every fighter that has fought for an IBF title can use the same fucking excuse. It is moronic. It doesn't make sense. And
end of the day, the skills is what beat Brian. It wasn't no damn rehydration clause. It was the skills of Tank Davis that beat him. You know, they want to go on with that rehydration clause, but truth be told, Ryan's last two fights, those are 135 pounders that they couldn't make weight. Ryan made a big stink because Fortuna said he couldn't make the 135. Ryan was pissed about them not fighting at 135. So they fought at 140. And I think Ryan came in at maybe 138 when they weighed in. So stop the bullshit with that narrative they tried to push. They could have fought at 140. He was going to lose anyway.
So what's next for Ryan? Because clearly he won't be with Golden Boy Promotion. I don't know what's going on with his contract.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be with Golden Boy Promotion after his contract is over. What's next for Tank? Clearly he is now the face of boxing. I don't think anybody's going to dispute that. It is no longer Canelo. And I believe that the pay-per-view numbers are going to come out this week and they're going to confirm that. Now, I can't remember who it was, Jay. Again, my apologies, guys, because I've gotten older. I want to say it was Leonard Ellaby, but maybe it was somebody else that was mentioning they mentioned Devin. They mentioned who was it? Shakur. They also mentioned Pitbull Cruz. Let me go on the record of saying I don't want to see Tank fuck. Oh no, I know it was Calvin Ford. I do not want to see Tank in the ring with Pitbull Cruz. I don't give. I don't care. I don't want to fucking see him in the ring. Well, we got some unfinished business. We could show that we could. You know, I don't give a. My hand was hurt a little. I don't care. You won. Let's move on. I don't want to see you in the ring with Pitbull Cruz. I want to see Tank in the ring next with Devin. Now,
Devin or Shakur or Frank.
I don't want to see him in the ring with Shakur. Not yet. Here's the reason why I don't want to see him in the ring with Shakur. Whether you believe this or not, whether you agree with it or not, I understand. And feel free to say that you don't agree with it in the chat. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. Boxing is built off of fights marinating. The problem that we've had so far is that fights have marinated too long. But the biggest fights in the sport, you have a fighter who is elite, and he has to have another counterpart who is also perceived as being elite.
Got to have a dance partner.
So if we believe that Shakur Stevenson is truly a fighter that can be elite, then you want to push that fight out a little bit and let that fight marinate until it gets to that point. Devin, and the reason why I believe that he should fight Devin next is because I don't think Devin has much longer at 135 pounds. I don't give a shit what he says. He may stay there for one more fight after Loma to get that bag from Tank. But after that, man, I think he going to hightail it up out of there and go to 140. So that's the reason why I want to see him fight Devin. I think he has time to fight Shakur, not only because Shakur just got to the weight class, but also because Shakur, if he truly is the elite fighter that we think he could possibly be, then that fight is going to need to simmer and marinate first. Jay, what's your thoughts on that?
Now, I see what you're saying with marinate. I mean, as far as me being just a boxing fan, just to see Shakur's style, I think will match up good because he's a very high IQ fighter. He's very defensive. You definitely going to need that with Tank. So I can see it being a nice little chess match. But again, my concern with Shakur, does he have the power to keep Tank up out for him? Rolly had power that Tank was concerned about. Ryan had a left hook that Tank was concerned about. I don't really see the power aspect per se from Shakur being something that Tank would be concerned about. He'll be concerned about being outclassed and outboxed. So I could definitely see that cooking because you want to have your dance partner be close to you up in there to make this a mega fight, or have some belts to make it on the line, So him and Devin, that needs, for me, that's the next fight I want to see. If Dev stays at 135, that should be his next fight and only his next fight. If not, he should go up to 140 because him fighting Shakur be a great fight from a technical style, but it's not going to sell. It's not going to sell like a Tank and Devin fight. And Tank is already established at 135. That's the fight we should see next.
I totally agree with that. Anything else we want to cover? I don't think we need to go into Tank being a fake. I think everybody understands that Tank is the fakes of boxing. It is what it is. Jay,
well, how about this? Since we're still there, what's next for Ryan?
140.
But who?
Regan Diao would kill him.
Regan Diao's he's 122, 126.
No, I'm sorry, not. You
talking about Regis?
Regis, sorry. Pro Gray. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm sick, guys. Pro Gray. He'd kill him. Outside of that, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know who he matches up well with.
He should fight. I saw someone else on this. I think it was on another thing that made me think about that'd be a good fight. He should fight Sandor Martin, the dude that actually beat T.O.
That's a good fight.
Because that'd be a good fight. Because Sandor doesn't have a lot of power, but he's a good fight. He's a good boxer. He's a decent boxer. Now it make Ryan see where he's at. Plus it help Ryan get his confidence back. I think his confidence might be shook a little bit after this. Because those lights were very bright for him. I think they were too bright for him as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, man. Let's circle back to this Errol Spence and Terence Crawford thing before we open up the phone lines, man, because people were incredibly interested in that. I don't remember exactly where we left off, but let's give it another 6 minutes of conversation before we open up these phone lines at an hour in. Jay,
that'd be a good fight, Russell too.
Yeah, I don't even know what else to say about this fight. I'm tired that the fight didn't get it. Damn, what the fuck happened with the announcement? Trackman 87.
That's what we trying to figure out.
I don't know what the fuck happened with the announcement. I know one thing, man. I'm more than likely, I don't give a shit what I hear again. I will not share it anymore. Because man, the kitchen gets too damn hot, man, when the shit doesn't end up materializing. I don't need that shit in my life. There's enough pressure going on. There's enough fucking pressure in my life, God damn it. I don't need that shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, matter of fact, you know what? Crawford wasn't at the fight last night neither.
I mean, it would have been good for him to be at the fight to see what a true big event looks like, man.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a video. I think it was the Nate Jones story. I saw a video where a guy said that, you know, Terence Crawford couldn't sell crack to a crackhead. And he doesn't sell, man. He doesn't sell. He should have long been with the PBC.
I hate people.
You hate what?
That's funny. No, that statement you just said, that's funny. I hate people for that.
He should have long gone over there to the PBC, man. I think there was an opportunity for him to truly, truly, truly become a name. You know, from my standpoint, my thoughts and feelings toward Terence Crawford started to change when he re-upped with Top Rank. And it confirmed my suspicion when he actually sued them that they weren't doing a good job for him. And so why did you, if I can see from my perspective that they are not good at promoting fighters that come from your background, why couldn't you? Those guaranteed dollars are the reasons why he decided to go back to Top Rank. And now we're in a situation where, I don't know. One part of me is like, man, I wish Crawford didn't have the WBO title so Errol Spence could unify. The other part of me is like, the way that this is all developed, man, I mean, it's perfect for both of these guys to have one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing, if not the biggest fight. But because of the mentality and mindset of one of these individuals, the fight is not occurring. And people are going to get upset and mad and saying, I'm blaming it all on Terence Crawford. I think he's the majority reason. I think he's probably asking for more than what his value is worth based off of what he's done. But, I mean, you're going to try to get the best deal you possibly can, and I don't begrudge anybody for doing that. I just think, you know, if you worth $100 and you ask for $110, I get it. If you worth $100, you asking for $200, that's a problem. So, I mean, it is what it is, Jay.
Yeah, I'm to the point now. It's like, honestly, my gut, because neither one is going to fight their mandatories. And Rocha, I don't care about Rocha. He shouldn't be a mandatory. But Boots, Stanionis, Ortiz winner, they just relinquished the belts and both don't move at the 154. Because I mean, them together has held at the 147-pound division. Together, both of them, because they couldn't get nothing done. Regardless of who was all to blame or who's partially to blame, they both didn't get it done. So the fighters at 147 have been on like standby. That's not cool, man. These years aren't given. These years, you can't take these years for granted. Anything could happen. It's just very frustrating that this is still going on, and you know, Boots, Ortiz, Stanionis, all them can't do anything. Stanionis and them dropped out of the WBO to go the other way, think they get a faster shot. You know, and I really don't think neither Bud nor Spence is going to fight any of the young guns, because high risk, low reward, when neither one of them wants that. Undisputed is what Spence want. I thought that's what Crawford wanted at one point. He said he doesn't need it, but just let the belts go so the rest of the people can go in there.
Crawford wants a brink truck. That's what Crawford wants. Crawford doesn't give a shit about Undisputed. He wants a brink truck. So it is what it is. Hey guys, we are now going to open up the phone lines for call-ins. So I want to make you guys acutely aware of that.
Hey,
so
block tunnel.
Get picked.
I'll give you your flowers now, Tunnel Vision.
Man, Tunnel, I don't want Tunnel to call in today.
Hey, Trackman 87. Yeah, they have a date for on Stanionis. Ortiz has been rescheduled. I want to say July 8th. Damn it. That's him, ain't it?
No, that's not him. This is the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Who do we have in the building today?
This is Walt from Boston, guys. How you guys doing today?
With you, bro? Doing well, man.
I'm liking that Dope Walker shirt, Greg.
Listen, bro, you know I got all the FSU gear, man. You see the FSU on the back. It's all about Florida State University. Go Noles and fuck Miami.
But I don't know why you guys thought that fight. As soon as you didn't see Terence Crawford wasn't there last night, you knew they weren't going to announce that fight.
Yeah. They didn't necessarily need Terence Crawford there to announce the fight, but it would have been helpful for him to be there to announce the fight. But
but I just don't think that they're going to fight because I just think Terence, like I told y'all before, he's going to take the easy route. But I wanted to talk about Tank and Devin. Like you were saying earlier, the Tank and Devin results will be the same as you saw last night. Because if Ryan Garcia fought Devin, that would be a 12-round fight. You know what I mean? It's like
I agree.
Tank would take major chances against Devin. He would, because there's nothing coming back at him. You're not going to beat him with just a jab, and he's lefty, so he's going to knock that jab down all day.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think it's a similar fight, but I think it takes longer to get Devin up out of there because I just think Devin is a better, more skilled fighter than Ryan.
Yeah, but they'll be booing because he'll be moving. There'll be no time where he can sit there and trade. Like he can't throw 3 punches at Tank without getting hit with something.
Exactly.
I don't disagree. I do not
it's
disagree.
Like the difference between Tank and Shakur is Shakur can fight Tank in the pocket. He's still going to get clipped, so he might get slept, but it'll be better because he ain't going to run. I mean, he ain't going to move as much.
Yeah, I think Shakur, based off what I've seen, he has the ability to fight in the pocket more than Devin Haney. But again, I got to see more from Shakur.
I would save that fight. I agree with you because that's the real best fight at 135. I believe if Devin and Ryan go to 140, they're in trouble. And Devin more trouble than Ryan because dudes are not going to respect Devin because you're not going to beat power guys with just a jab. Especially guys like Regis or Antoine Russell. They're not going to respect
Regis distressed both of them.
No.
I don't disagree. You're not saying anything that I disagree with.
And I like Devin Haney. A lot of my friends think I hate on him, but he's not Floyd. He can't. When it gets up to that class of guys, you're not going to just beat them with just jab, and grab because they're not going to let you grab. They're going to uppercut inside. They're going to go to the body. You know.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, when you start thinking about fighters that try to mimic, Floyd's style, Floyd was unique in the sense that not only was he extremely, extremely highly skilled, but Floyd had a chin. Floyd had the ability to recover quickly. So even if you were able to finally penetrate him with a shot, you probably weren't going to knock him out. So, man, it's levels to that shit, man. It's levels to it, and Tank is on a different level. Haney is a really good fighter, but not anything even remotely like Floyd. And some people compare Shakur to Floyd. I don't know if that's the case yet either, because again, when they were the same age, Floyd had already beat Gennaro Hernandez, right? Who was a really good fighter at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Floyd was a killer at 135 and 130.
Yeah. So
killer. Yeah.
The people comparing him to Shakur, comparing Shakur to Floyd. We ain't there yet.
But the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight, come on now. Like, I mean, how many different excuses you can make? I don't need it. I only fight, soft touches because, I want to have my brain capacity when I leave. He said so many different things that tell people. Like you said, y'all was saying, the only way he's taking that fight if they give him retirement money.
Yep, a brink truck. You got to roll it up. That's what he's trying to get. That's what he's been trying to get. Steven Espinosa has hinted to that, and everybody got to come to the realization of what the fight is actually worth. And so I think Errol's been there for a long time. I don't think Bud is there, and I think Bud has been spoiled by being on Top Rank and basically being supplemented by Top Rank with them taking all the risk. And so if Bud believes he's truly who he is, he's the best fighter in the world, he deserves XYZ, and he generates XYZ, then he should take the fight.
Generate crap, though.
Exactly. Take the fight and with the knowledge that you're going to generate. But we've heard him on his Instagram live feed where he said people ain't buying these pay-per-view no more. We got to go ahead and get the bag. So he has said in front of everybody that my plan, my game plan, my strategy is to shift all the risk from myself to the promoter and get paid regardless, while the promoter just eats the L. Well, no sustainable business is going to do that. It doesn't work like that. So it is what it is.
Yo, but another thing, get ready for Dan Rayfield, Steve Kim, and all them, usual suspects are gonna come out and say, "Oh, it did 250,000 pay-per-view buys on the fight last night."
Oh, you know they're doing that. Yeah. They loading that up for sure.
Anything PBC, they're gonna trash.
Well, Golden Boy was involved with this one, so maybe not.
I don't care. If Ryan had won, they would have said it did a lot more. Tank won, they're gonna kill it.
I feel you there, bro.
I see where you're coming from on that one. Yeah.
And Old School was somewhere getting that sniff on, y'all. That's where he was at the end of the thing, man. His party had already begun. Y'all have a good day, though.
All right, bro. Appreciate you calling in, bro.
All
right, later. That was our man out of Boston, 857. Phone lines are open, people. Let me pause here real quick. We got 246 people in the building, 110 likes. If you get the opportunity, please hit the like button or the dislike button. But make sure you engage with the content. And also join the channel. Become a subscriber or join. This is a place where you're going to catch all kind of boxing content because we're always dropping it. You are on the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. We got the 609 in the building. Tell us your name, man, and where you're from.
You know what this is, bro. It's Terrence, bro. What's up?
Oh, fuck.
Who is this?
Terrence, man.
Oh, hey, hold up, Terrence. What happened to you the other day, a few weeks ago? I got a question for you, man.
What happened to me? With what?
You called. It was supposed to be a call out. You supposed to be was he supposed to be going with Tunnel? Him and Tunnel?
He's supposed to go hard at
Tunnel.
Tunnel.
Anytime. I'm told you, I'll go against him anytime.
The time was like 2 shows ago, Terrence.
What you mean?
You ducked the smoke.
Listen, that dude just got off the call. You guys still trying to shit on Bud. We don't even know what happened this time, and y'all still talking. Hey, we have no clue what happened with these negotiations. And see, y'all already made a conclusion that Bud did something wrong. But anyway, we expect that. We expect that from you guys, though.
But you ducked as well, Terrence.
How did I duck?
You were no-show, my man. You were ghost. You got in the wind.
Oh, what?
From what I hear, the streets been talking, man. What's up?
Show? What? I had no idea what you're talking about, Jason. What happened here?
Greg, am I losing my mind or something, Greg?
Hey, Terrence, you text me. You said, hey, Tunnel Vision, he was talking that bullshit. I will go at him one. I said, next week, we going to set it up. The next week, we didn't hear from you. Tunnel was here. He was ready for the smoke. Then I text you, and you said, oh, man, I was doing so. I can't remember what it was you were saying. And I said, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't duck. I honestly just forgot. But I honestly just forgot. I wouldn't.
Oh, you forgot smoke was coming your way. So you just let the house burn down, huh?
No.
You let the house burn down.
No. I'm damn sure didn't duck, bro. I'm on this, bro. But if you set it back up, I don't know what happened. But yeah,
I saw you at BOK Prime though that weekend. I saw you.
That's light work right there. That's light work.
Terrence, I saw you on BOK Prime chat though.
That's light work. Listen, I got a debate coming up on this Tank being the face of boxing, so I'm just going to be arguing that he ain't no face of boxing. We don't have one. We all knew it was going to happen this fight. Like, we knew Tank was going to beat Ryan because Ryan is in his league. We all knew that coming into this fight. My top, yeah.
So Terrence,
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question because I've never asked this to you before. I'm sorry, Jay. You don't name a PBC fighter you like.
Good.
Ain't got nothing to do with no PBC fighters, my guy. Listen. Why are you saying I don't like Tank?
Name one though.
I just asked you a question.
I don't have a problem with Tank. I like Tank.
Okay.
You asked me a question. I like Tank. I think he's a great fighter.
So how he's not the face of boxing?
Say it again?
How he not the face of boxing then?
Wait, I didn't hear what you said, bro. What you said?
No, how is he not the face of boxing? If he's not the face of boxing, who is it?
No one. That's what I'm gonna be arguing on the show. Is that Canelo's not the face of boxing, and neither is he. And that's my argument. So since Floyd Mayweather left, there hasn't been one. That's my argument. Floyd was the last one. It takes a lot to be the face of boxing. We don't have one. So that's my argument.
I agree with you saying that it takes a lot to be the face of boxing. So who's the interim face of boxing? Because someone's above someone. Someone's going to be a number one spot.
You always have a face of something. They may not just be at the level of someone else.
No, exactly. You can't compare him to Floyd. Floyd's
okay. So here's my argument with that, though. What are we basing it based on? What has Tank done to deserve to be the face of boxing? You got to give me something. Give me something.
Put asses in seats. That's all you need to do to be the face of boxing. Yes.
Exactly. So you and I have a different definition. So if you go by that definition, okay, he's the face of boxing. But I don't go by that, and I never will.
What's your definition?
My definition, it has a lot of things. It's got to be your mindset, your accolades. It's got to be how much money you get per fight, how many new people you bring how many new fans you bring into the sport, your skill set. So there's a bunch of things that we have to and I look at this not only from boxing, but I look at other sports. When you have a Michael, because you're comparing these guys to other sports face of the sport, whether it be a Michael Jordan, whether it be a Kobe Bryant in basketball, football, whether it be a Tom Brady golf, when Tiger was kicking ass. You're comparing, though, that's your face. When that's the face of the sport, those are the guys that you're comparing it to. And I'm sorry, right now, no, Tank and Canelo, no, I don't think so. So that's why I say there is none. Floyd is comparable to those guys, but we don't have it. There is no face of boxing. And that's what I'm going to be arguing, because I just don't see it. There's nothing. He has three. He has a bunch of titles, featherweight titles against nobody. There's no notable name, not one notable name on Tank's resume. I'm sorry. If he beats Devin, okay, we're starting to get there. If he beats Shakur, yes, we're starting to get there. But he's got a long way to go before he's my face of boxing. Because there is no face of boxing right now. Because Canelo, he's ducked people. He's cheated. Come on, bro. There's no way you can say that Canelo's the face of boxing. Just putting people in seats isn't enough. And by the way, when we say putting people in seats and getting money, they would just sometimes these promoters and outlets, they just give people money. Does that make them the face of the sports because you giving people free money? They gave Canelo money that he didn't deserve. Look at Dazin. They're billions of dollars in debt. So he obviously wasn't doing that much to bring up the network. So, I mean, just because a guy brings money to a table, I'm sorry, that's not the face of boxing. And he'll never be my face of boxing, and Tank got a ways to go. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And, in fact, Tank has never cleared out a division, bro. When Lomo was there, what did this man say? This man said they trying to set him up.
Hold on, Terrence. So I was about to give you some compliment because this is by far the strongest argument you've ever made on this show. But using the argument that Tank has never cleared out a division, neither has Floyd, and he was definitely the face of boxing. So you just disputed your own argument. Come on, bro.
But listen, yes, Floyd, but he has a bunch of notable names. That's why you gotta substitute that with something. Floyd has a bunch of notable names. Don't you agree? Way more. Tank has zero.
He has a bunch of notable names, but you just made an argument that not cleared out a division, and I'm just pointing out that statement in and of itself is a flawed statement.
No. If he could, let's say he clears out a division and there's no notable names. Okay, I'm gonna give him that because you cleared out a division. You beat everybody in that division, and if you say there's no notable names, then I don't care because you beat everybody there was to beat in that division. That was somebody. He's never done that. When Loma was down I think at featherweight, he didn't beat Loma. He didn't fight him. You got to beat somebody in that division, or either beat everybody that's somebody in that division. If you say there's nobody to fight in that division, because that's what y'all say about Bud. Y'all say when it comes to Bud, oh yeah, he won 140, but there was nobody there's no notable names. Okay, but he cleared out the division, so you can't make that argument against Bud. That's all I'm saying. If you clear out a division, I don't care if there's no notable names. You beat everybody the best people in that division. You can't ask for more than that. In his division, he's done that. He hasn't beat a notable name or cleared out a division. That's my point. To date, that hasn't happened with Tank. Am I wrong? Am I wrong or am I right about that?
He just beat Ryan Garcia. That's a notable name.
Who has Ryan beat, bro?
You said, hold on.
This was not a big fight.
Bro, you said notable names. Just hold up. Let me talk. You said notable names. Just like a year ago, people were saying that the top 4 dogs at lightweight were Ryan, Tank, T.O., and Devin. So he just beat one of those guys. So that's a notable name.
Well, who was saying that? Greg, you were saying that?
Everybody was saying. They were calling them the 4 kings. What are you talking about?
Greg and Jason, you guys evaluate boxers. Okay, I don't care about who they are. Are you saying that he was one of the top 3 boxers at 135? Say Ryan Garcia, skill-wise, he's one of the top 3. He's better than Frank Martin? Is he better than Frank Martin?
No, I don't think he's better. I'm talking. You just said notable name. So if you want to define what notable name means, he is a notable name as far as.
Okay. When I say notable names, I mean skill-wise. If the boxing community say, man, skill-wise, this guy's at the top of the division. I'm asking you guys, with the boxing community, was Ryan Garcia at the top of the division in your eye? I never saw him as that. I saw him as an internet fighter that never had those type of skills. Did you guys see him that way? Yes or no? I never said that. I know I heard of it, and it was all manufactured. It was all manufactured to me. I'm asking you, you guys are boxing guys. Did you see him up there? Did y'all see him that way? Ever see him that way?
I
made money last night because I bet on Tank. But go ahead.
I saw him as the 4th guy. I thought the other 3 guys were clearly ahead of him. I saw him as the 4th guy. Now, did I think he was trash or anything like that? No, because he was speedy. He had power. He does have skills. But no, I didn't see him in the same class as the first 3 guys.
That's right. You're right. I'm not saying he sucks either, but I'm saying when you're talking about those top guys, he's a notch below them. Do we agree with that? That he's a notch when it comes to Frank, Shakur, and Devin, he's a notch below those guys. To me, I just don't see him. I see him getting washed by all of those guys. Washed, not in the fight. Either it's 12 nothing, or he gets knocked out against all them guys.
So now that we've agreed on that, can we now agree that Errol Spence is superior to Terence Crawford?
I mean, come on.
we might as well keep agreeing. We might as well keep agreeing. We might as well. I agree with you. Now come on to this side and agree with me.
I can't, man. Listen, but and the only reason, but listen, and that's the thing. Like Bud would have that possibility, and here's another thing between Bud and Tank. What they don't have charisma. I think if you're going to be the face of boxing, you gotta look. If you're Ali, you got you know Floyd. These guys have personalities, man. These guys, they just don't have the charisma to me to ever be really the face of boxing. They're not bringing in people. They're great. They're good fighters, but sometimes you got to have that X factor also to be the face of boxing. So I think that's another factor that I look at these guys and say, nah, they'll never be the face of boxing. Another thing, one more thing with Tank. Tank to me is kind of stuck. He's stuck. At 135. If he beats, now I will say, listen, if he beats Devin and he beats Shakur and Frank, I don't care what he does. You can call him the face of boxing. I'm not arguing with you at all because I think that those are great fighters and he should be considered that way. But if he can't secure those fights, can he go to 140 can he go to 40 and beat Regis? Can he go to 40 and beat Matias, one of those guys? I don't think so. He has already said his mentality. That's another thing. His mentality. He says, "I'm a little guy, And that's why I want the rehydration. I agree with him that he should have the rehydration clause. But to say I'm a little guy and I'm not going to go up there and fight these 140 guys, that's not the mentality of a guy that's a face of boxing. We can go back in history. We can go back in history and see some of those guys that went up and fought guys much bigger than them.
So let me ask you, like
a winner when he went up there and fought.
I got you.
Hagler.
I got you.
He was a smaller guy. He went up there and fought a bigger guy.
I got
you know what I'm saying? So we've seen in history that's happened.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. So you mentioned these guys not having charisma, which I don't agree with necessarily when it comes to Tank. But let me ask you this: charisma. Would you say Terence Crawford has charisma?
I said no. I just told you that's one of my
I didn't know.
He can't beat a face of boxers because he doesn't have that. And it's no knock on Terence. Everybody can't beat a face of boxing, bro. That's just something that he don't have. He has the skill set, but he just don't have that. He don't have it.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this because you said that Tank doesn't have charisma and he doesn't bring in like different people, right? No. Let me finish. You said you don't have.
I don't know.
No, let me finish. You said he doesn't have charisma. He doesn't have charisma. He doesn't bring in people. And you just said Bud Crawford doesn't have charisma. And I'm assuming that you also know he doesn't bring in people, right?
Right. Absolutely. So then
you would conclude that he deserves a split that is less than Errol Spence's.
Yeah, he agreed to that. Greg, how many times?
He didn't agree to shit. He didn't agree to shit. He didn't agree to shit. If he did, the fight would have been made.
We going over this over and over. That's why he said 65-35. But even though
what the fuck? Did the fight get signed? Did the fight get signed? Did the fight get signed?
And that Brian
did the fight get signed?
Custer podcast. Yeah, go ahead.
Did the fight get signed?
He said he was just joking. He said he was just joking.
Who was just joking?
You heard him.
Who was just joking?
You remember when the Brian podcast when he was saying, "Oh man, you were just joking about that 65, 70, 38. Oh yeah, man, I was just joking about that. Man, he ain't going to take
he said he was joking about the 80, 20, 75, 20, 75, 25.
65, 35, right? Yeah, Jason, the offer comes in 65, 35, right around the numbers he was joking about. Come on, man.
But hold on, Terry. So I got it because other people have come in and callers are coming in, but I just want to point out the flaw in what you just said. Originally, you said, Greg, he agreed to it, 35-65. Then you turn around and reference an interview saying that he was just joking. You should have started with that from the beginning. So clearly, you don't know which one it is. You don't know what point you want to argue.
Spence said that. Spence said that.
Oh, you said Spence said that. No. That was when he was talking about 80-20.
Set this up with Tunnel because I'm about to squash this dude. I hope he gets on here. Set it up next Sunday, Thursday, whatever. I'm going to squash him. You know what I do. Y'all know me. Y'all know what I do. I don't do nothing. I don't know. You didn't text me that week and said, you know what, you got to debate this Sunday. I
already told you. I was going to set it up. What you talking about? I told you in the text I was going to set it up.
Yeah, you got to text me and say it's on. This man might have ducked me.
Bro, I told you that week I was setting it up. I told you when you text me I'm setting it up. What you talking about? I got to call you. I got to text you back and confirm? All right.
Right, you got to confirm it, Greg. Come on, Rod. Let's get this right. I thought that man ducked me. Tell him to get on here, and we're going to do it.
We're going to do it next week.
Wait.
I'm here.
Lastly, before we let you go, Terrence, you said you thought he ducked you?
Yeah.
He was on the call. What you talking?
How you say you think he ducked you when we were he was here waiting?
He had to talk to Tunnel first, and Tunnel got to agree, right? So he never. Greg dropped the ball. Jason, talk to your man. He dropped the ball.
Hey, bro.
All right, Terrence, we gotta go, my brother.
Hey, bro, we gotta go to the next call, bro. All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Next week. Next week, bro.
I'm gonna wait for Tunnel. If Tunnel is on here today and he's agreed, then it's on and popping. I'll be here Sunday.
He's already agreed. He'll be here.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I appreciate it. You know what I do.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Love.
man. I'm gonna pray for you.
Hey, we got the 216 in the building, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Man, I would love to speak on these guys thinking that Terence Crawford's supposed to get less than Errol Spence. By no means, no means. Crawford is a better fighter.
So he should get more money?
You said Crawford is the better fighter?
Yes,
Okay.
at least he should get the same amount.
Why?
Why y'all hating on Crawford?
He got
like
one
that?
belt. This ain't hate. He got one belt.
So hold on.
Spence got
Jay.
3.
So hold on. So let me ask you a question. Hey, what's your name again, bro? What's your name?
My name is Jesse. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Jesse from Cleveland, Ohio, man. Okay, appreciate you calling in, bro. Let me ask you a question. Floyd Mayweather was clearly the better fighter when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, and he did not get an equal amount. So why do you feel that Terence Crawford should get an equal amount just because he's the better fighter? And I think that's debatable whether or not he's the better fighter. But at the end of the day, throughout the history of boxing, at no point in time did the best fighter necessarily get at least equal the money just because he was the best fighter or better fighter or whatever. The person who brings more asses and eyeballs to the fight game is the one that gets paid the most. So help me understand your logic there.
Okay, Greg, I'm sitting here listening to you, and it's clearly that you are biased against Terence Crawford, and you pick Errol Spence. I'm listening to your conversation and the things that y'all are saying, and y'all are biased against him.
Okay. But answer that question though. I'm asking you the question.
Okay, those times that you're talking about concerning De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather, those were different times now. It seems like the belts don't really even matter anymore.
But what does that have to do with the fact that De La Hoya was the draw and the reason why he was getting all the money? Floyd was the better fighter, but De La Hoya got all the money.
Well, man, you know what that was all about.
I don't.
That's all.
Hey, Greg,
that
also
was-
a Turk Gotti.
That's
Gotti and Floyd.
people didn't like Floyd. They don't like Floyd.
But he was the better fighter, right?
Yes,
So
Floyd was the
but he
better
got
fighter,
less.
but they did not. They didn't like Floyd. Had to fight to get where he was at, to get the money like that. De La Hoya is always, to me, was always a. I ain't gonna say he's not a bum, but there's other fighters that was better than him, like the boy out of Cincinnati.
okay, how about Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya? Shane was the more revered fighter moving up when he fought Oscar. He had dominated 135 pounds. He was considered the better fighter and the top pound, if not the number one pound for pound fighter at the time when he fought De La Hoya the first time, and he got less money. He ran off of that one. He gone off that one. He got up out of there. Boy, that shit got hot when he got out there. That question got him up out of there.
Why are we going back to the Spence Bud stuff, man?
Man, people love discussing it, man. People love discussing it.
fight
Hey, man, the
ain't
phone
happening.
lines are open. Let's go, man. The phone lines are open. That one there was a little too hot for him. We got you on the Angry Man podcast with Jason and Greg. It's the 513. Who do we have in the building?
Oh, you got Antoine, man. What's going on, Jason the Greg? This is
going on with
OSL, Ohio Style Lyrics in the house with y'all, brothers.
Oh, what's going on with you, bro?
What's going on, my man?
Hey, man, just listening to y'all go back and forth. But the brother was just on. I'm like, oh, man, is he for real? You got to look at this daggone Crawford thing, man. You know, he had the chance to make a move so many times. It just seemed like he was slipping.
Yeah.
But Terence Crawford
So,
had many opportunities to make this fight as far. Well, let me back up. I don't think Terence Crawford has had many opportunities to make this fight. I do want to make that clear. I think the window for this fight to actually be made more so was in the last 12 months, because it's always been clear that Errol Spence was going to clean up his side of the street and then he was going to come at Terence Crawford. That's always been clear to me, bro. So I never thought that this fight was going to happen prior to that. And once Errol got that third, now this fight has been delayed because of the car accident it's been delayed because of the detached retina. All those things occurred and delayed this fight. But
Avenesian.
Say that again.
Yeah, like you say what now?
Yeah, so all those things delayed the fight. But at the end of the day, Terence Crawford over the last 18 months or whatever, man. I mean, has it been? No. It's been the last 12 months. He has had an opportunity to make this fight. Clearly had an opportunity to make this fight. There was no other side of the street at that point because he was no longer with Top Rank. And the fight still didn't get made. So it wasn't a Bob Arum issue. It wasn't an other side of the street issue. It's always been a Terence Crawford issue, or at least it would have been a Terence Crawford issue, even if they had tried to make this fight when he was with Top Rank. This fight was not going to get made prior to 2021, period. And it still might not get made the way that it looks. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, then this right here. Do you agree that when Crawford was doing the interviews, he was already talking about that this fight is not going to happen? He was already letting us know. It seemed like he was giving us the blueprint that he really wasn't interested in this fight. So
he said
it's like
on multiple occasions.
So when he was already going about talking about this fight is in my rearview mirror, that's when I started thinking like, oh man, I don't think this fight is going to happen. It seemed like we was missing him talking about where he really wanted to let us know, like, this ain't going down.
I mean, he said things, man, that would suggest that the fight is not going to happen. I mean, that's, in my mind, that's clear. There's no mistaking that. I thought he was posturing in order to get a better deal. Now, my honest opinion, man, I just truly think that Terence Crawford is overvaluing himself. Whether that's
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, whether that's he's overvaluing himself because he just believes that he's more valuable than what he really is. Maybe it's because he's the type of cat that he always like to see if he can fleece somebody. Maybe it's because this fight is so dangerous in his mind that he has to get the maximum amount of money in order to be willing to take the fight. I have no idea, but I do believe that just based off of the comments that he made in the past, plus the comments that we heard from Steven Espinosa, it would suggest that he is overpricing himself in terms of this fight.
Yeah, man, I agree with you, man. I believe that that's the problem, man. But I really do hope that this fight may come through, man, because, since Tank and Ryan Garcia did that thing, man, that was a nice little squad they did last night. But this right here will be a really big fight, man. And just to see that when Spence fought Ugas, and he let everyone know, like, hey, I'm coming after that belt. And I'm thinking, like, once Crawford fought his last fight with that one guy, I forget his name. I can't even pronounce his name. I'm not about to try.
Avenesian.
But,
Avenesian.
Yeah. So, when they asked him about Spence, he just turned the shoulder, man. I'm like, come on, man. Everybody want to hear you say something. But, I was like, man, I don't even know, man. But I just wanted to holler at y'all, man. I'll be watching y'all all the time. I'll be putting in my little insights and stuff. But I appreciate y'all, man. And y'all keep on doing what y'all doing. Y'all making it happen. Jason the Greg, where y'all in the house, my man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Later. All right, the phone lines are back open, but before I say anything about that, Skills from New Orleans, I appreciate you again, man, and appreciate the one before. Crawford is never going to fight Spence, even if it's a nine, he will pull out due to injury. Okay, we got the 414 calling in. Let's see. You are on the Angry Man podcast with Jason and Greg. Who do we have in the building?
Corey Briggs.
Corey Briggs, what's going on with you, bro?
How you doing, man? How y'all doing?
We're doing well, bro. Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I've been listening to you guys for, probably about a month now. But this is my first time calling in.
Gotcha.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so, I noticed the topic of conversation has always been Spence and Crawford, even though everybody tired of talking about it and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get you guys' opinion, or I guess I know what y'all's opinion is. Get some clarity on it, because I feel like a lot of people just be super biased about specific situations, whether they got a favorite fighter or whatever the case may be. But I'm just a boxing fan in general, so I don't really have a side with Crawford and Spence. You know, I just want to see the fight. But
it's still there. We on mute.
Say what?
You got to unmute yourself. There you go, Greg.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was just saying, you know, I don't really have a dog in the race, I guess to say, but I just want to see the fight like everybody else. But most people seem like, you know, like they blaming Crawford more so than Spence for the fight not happening. So, you know, I just want to get you guys' thoughts on it. Well, I know what you guys have kind of voiced before, but it just seems like he gets the brunt of the blame, I guess you can say, for why things ain't happening and whatnot. So
there's a couple of reasons why, though, bro. There's a couple of reasons why, and you know, and this is just my personal opinion. Number one, I think Crawford talks more, and because he talks more, he puts more out there, and so there's more to analyze. And so when you make statements like this fight is never going to happen, or you make statements like it has to be 60-40 my way, when everybody knows that you are not a draw, your promoter is on record saying that you are not a draw. So we all understand that, right? So at the end of the day, when you're making these types of statements and then you go to the drawing board, you guys finally get to the point where you can actually negotiate. You say you agree to everything and then turn around and pull out of the fight and go fight this guy, David Adrien, for a fake $10 million because everybody knows you didn't get paid that. The only person that you can blame is this guy. And then you come on to some of these platforms and you talk in a very arrogant way and you talk down on certain people. That's what you're going to end up getting. Errol simply doesn't put a lot of information out there, so it's very hard to criticize him. So that would tell me that one guy has a publicist and is being advised on what to say and what not to say, and the other guy doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it like that, but like, for example, when he fought Adrien instead of Spence, most people just took it like, oh, he ducking, or he don't want to fight Spence. But to me, I took it like, well, you know, he got tired of the negotiations. You know, obviously it wasn't going the way he wanted it to, and he like, man, I'm not trying to negotiate all year. I'm trying to fight, you know, at the end of the year. So let me get a bag or whatever, and then we can negotiate again after this fight. But you know, like this fight, you know, people be so sensitive. So whatever happened or whatever don't happen that they won't, people just be so eager to call somebody a duck. But, you know, personally, I don't think Spence scared of Crawford, or I don't think Crawford's scared of Spence. It's just really just a business negotiation. And, you know, I guess he's just not satisfied with what PBC or whoever else was going to try to give him his split or whatever. Because, I mean, from what he said, he was willing to take 65-35 split or whatever the case may be. Now, you know, the split is just one aspect of it. Obviously, you got to get the TV networks in line and, you know, all the other stuff. But at least from what he was willing to accept, it seemed like he was willing to accept lesser than what Spence was going to get, you know, which is equal, because Spence is definitely a bigger draw than Crawford. But, like, just looking at it from the outside looking in, it just seems like he gets the brunt of the blame as to why the fight don't happen, when I really think, you know, both fighters really ain't scared. They just putting the money above the fight happening. You know, like, Spence will fight Crawford only if he gets this much, and Crawford only gonna fight Spence only if he gets this much. You know, type of thing. More so than just.
I've never said that thought Terence Crawford was scared. I think for the most part, we've always said that neither fighter. I don't think fighters are generally scared of each other.
Right, it's just business.
But they do make business decisions.
Right, exactly. And, you know, I mean, this has been a topic for, you know, forever. So, you know, people get tired of it after a while. And so, you know, I guess it is what it is at this point. But I did have one more question, though, really quick. I wanted to know, you know, just curious, who's in you guys' pound for pound list, top 10? You don't really have to put it in order necessarily, but who would you guys, you know, because I have some people in my top 10 who, you know, you guys would probably be surprised at it. You know, like, most people,
like who? Their
top 6 is like a mixture of, you know, talent versus accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, personally, I value just, you know, skill set and, you know, like, passing the eye test more so than, you know, accomplishments, because you you don't really get a chance to accomplish much until you get to a certain level. And, you know, those things are affected by, you know, what side of the street that you own and, you know, promoters and, you know, like politics and stuff like that. So, you know, I just wanted to get, you know, really quick, who you guys have in you guys top 10?
I'm curious. Hey, Greg, real quick. I'm curious to see who you, Corey, who you got that you think might not be in our top 10. I'm curious. Now you got me thinking.
Okay. So, for example, at 10, I got Stephen Fulton. Now,
I like Fulton.
You know, yeah. I really like Fulton, you know, but he really, I think he's a unified champion now, right? But, you know, I think he just got one of the best that he got. But most people's top 10, I don't see Fulton nowhere listed at all. You know what I'm saying? And I've been watching him ever since the Figueroa fight. You know what I'm saying? Ever since then, I've been really paying close attention to him, and I feel like he's like skill wise, you know, like I feel like everybody is really, really high on Shakur Stevenson now, but I feel like Fulton is, you know, just as good as him as far as skill set. I know they're in a different weight class and stuff like that, but I really got Fulton, you know, like I'm really high on him. So, you know, I know that's a person most people don't have in their top 10, but he definitely in mine as far as skill set.
Yeah, I think when we did, we actually did a top 10 for at the end of the year, and Fulton was in the top 15. I think Fulton was what, Greg? What, 12?
He was somewhere around there. Yeah, I think Canelo was 11.
Yeah, so Fulton was in overall about our subscribers put in there, so people know about him for sure. We put him in there, and he's in there. He's definitely okay. I don't know if I forget where I had. I don't know if I had him at 10 or just outside of top 10. But he beats Inoue in I think they fight July. It's been postponed to July when they're fighting again. He beats Inoue, then he has to be top 10 since everyone has Inoue, you know, like top 5, and some people have him like number 1.
Yeah, most people got Inoue top 3 that I see. You know, it's like either Crawford and Inoue or Inoue Crawford, you know, type of thing. So, I mean, I feel like Fulton definitely deserves to be in the top 10. But you know, he probably not known as much outside of the, you know, boxing purists and stuff like that. So, you know, it's more of a you know, he just needs people to notice him a little bit more. But I definitely feel like Fulton should definitely be in the top 10. But you know, I know most people don't have him that high yet, but I definitely rank him that high. But yeah, so who would you guys put, you know, in you guys' top 10 really quick?
I can't give you a top 10, man. Yeah, we actually had a poll on it, man, and the damn the software that the website that I was using is all jacked up now, or they want to absorb it in amount of money to use it. So I've been trying to figure out a different way to do it. Man, I could probably give you my top 5, man. If I had to give you a top 5, I would probably say EJ, Bud, Maul.
You mean Maul or Mel?
I'm sorry, Mel.
Mel. Yeah,
Mel.
definitely Mel.
About to say.
Yeah, Mel. Inoue. Tank. I don't usually put big guys in my top 10. So Tank.
Oh, okay, I feel you.
Yeah, for me, I'm definitely going with Tank, Mel, EJ, Bud. Shit. I got Inoue in top 10, but I don't have him in my top 5 just because I don't know. I want to see more, and this fight here with him and Fulton definitely make me a true believer, because him fighting Nonito Donaire and struggling in the first time they fought, and the second fight he got him up out of it. Donaire was like 40 or something like that. So I mean, I have Inoue in top 10, but not top 5. But also in top 10, I probably have I know I'm missing some. Probably Devin.
Yeah.
I'll probably just go with that for like the top 5, top 6, just to go off the top of my head without really looking at it.
Cool. Hey,
Yeah,
Caller,
yeah.
anything
Devin?
else you want to share with the people?
Say what?
Anything else you want to share with the people?
Oh, no, that was all. I just want to get you guys' opinion really quick, on the Spence Crawford situation, and just get a quick little picture of you guys' top 10. I appreciate the call, though.
Yeah.
Man, appreciate you calling in,
Cole.
bro.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Lines are back open. C. Dewberry, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, shit, see Dewberry in the house.
Okay, we got old boy calling back in, Jay. All right, my man, you back in the building, man. I'm gonna give you an opportunity, a couple of minutes to shoot your shot, and go from there. Hello?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what's up? It's 7V2, Jersey, up in the building. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. You just called that was you that the phone line dropped.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been calling you for a minute, but I've been trying to reach out to you guys on Sundays. Salute.
Yeah.
On X, I just want to address a lot of things, man. These guys that was calling earlier was on some really duck soup stuff, man. I don't know what they're doing. First of all, Tank just be in the face, 100%. I just watched this guy pull off the biggest.
Hey, turn your volume down in the background. It's creating an echo.
I just did. Biggest fight night that I could see. Another thing I noticed was he's been killing it. He is the biggest name again because the fact that he just not because of the money he brought in, but because he just took over the scene. Those were the two biggest fighters that they put on pay-per-view, and they just dropped it. He just became the new Floyd of today. See that? He's going to be hated, just like Floyd was hated. He's going to have everybody coming at him, and everybody wanting to fight him as they already are. So now, the next thing is either for him to get the belts, which are important. I don't care what he says. And Devin right now is the reigning king of that chapter. Shakur and called out Devin. That division is just packed and stacked with talent. So we're going to get there. As far as Crawford, I don't even want to talk about it. I mean, we months behind on this fight. Man, we just need to get this guy up out of here. He avoided everything. The guy went and ran over the duck bird. He hid out there for a while. He then gave excuses after excuses. He don't want, and this is not my opinion, this is what he said. He just don't want Earl to have the same accolades of undisputed. He don't want Earl to do anything correctly, and it's through the man's mouth. Anything that anyone else says is just what they want to believe. Him and Bernie the boxer, they over there, they just running their mouths and they just doing silly stuff. So, let's make the fights happen. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get the Doritos out the picture in the background when they fighting and prepping in the background. Let's get it going.
Big Mac.
Let's get it going. You know what I mean? Let's get these fights going. If he's not going to do it, man, we need to move our man up. You know what I mean? Let's get this Thurman fight and let Earl jump up and wait. Let Mel go up since that belt's about to be vacant. That's all I got to say. Salute to you, brothers. And I just want to say thank you for always bringing this out because I'll be watching. I'll be waiting to catch you on Sundays. I just be at practice and stuff. So salute.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for calling in. All right, man. The phone lines are open. Guys, excuse me, man. I'm still getting over this cold. So every once in a while, I might need to step away. Man, people are still interested in talking about this fight, Jay.
I'm not.
Been trying to
I
move
don't want
away
to talk
from
about
it.
it. We're gonna lose Brenda, man. We can't lose Brenda.
Brenda ain't going nowhere. Brenda is mine. She is the AM Sports Media figure, if you will. So she ain't going nowhere. Oh man, we got a special guest in the building. I already know who this is, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce yourself. It's my boy out of LA. Go ahead and tell the people who you are.
I know.
Adrien out of the big ass city of LA, baby. What's up, man?
What's going on with you, bro?
Adrien?
Hey, man, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I want to give a little comment about that. What you're talking about. Now, the judge, Moretti, before the fight started, man, I was like, I told my brother, I said, oh, man, this guy's going to pull some shit. Sure enough, you're right, man. That 10-10 round, what is it, the second round, to give him a 10-10, that's ridiculous, man. That's what makes boxing so controversial right there. I hate crap like that, man. It was awful. Thank God Tank knocked him out and got rid of him. But if the fight would have went the distance, I wonder what would have happened. You know, I really wonder what would have happened, you know. Hopefully they would have did the right thing. Getting to another thing, something that we didn't discuss, okay, as far as the undercard goes, what's it called? Was it David Morrell, that Cuban guy? Yeah. He's damn good. He knocked the hell out of that guy. He called out Benavidez. And if Benavidez, if he is who we think he is, he's all about the smoke, and Benavidez is down to fight him pretty much. I think he's going to fight him next, possibly. And that's what I want to see. I want to see guys I don't mind fights marinating, but not too long. And even though Morrell's only 9-0, he's got all he passes all the eye tests. He's got all the skills. And if Benavidez is down to fight him right now, so be it. Let's do it. That's what I want to hear, man. That's what I want to. So I want to give Benavidez props if he takes that fight. What do you guys think about Morrell?
He looked damn good last night.
That'd be a real good fight.
I think the fight is good today. Would love for it to marinate for maybe another 12 to 18 months.
Nah,
but it's a damn good fight today.
1 to 2 fights. 1 to 2 fights max.
The way
they fight next or fight after that.
The way how often these fighters fight today, 18 months is 1 to 2 fights.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You got a point.
But do we want to wait that long? Because I really don't want to wait that long because we need something to get boxing back in the flow. And all this Crawford Spence crap that slowed everything down, we need to get some of this down to fight somebody right now. I mean, I understand what you're saying about marinating, and that's true. But over marination is bad as well. And if you got somebody like Benavidez that's down to do all that, he doesn't just talk and he actually goes out there and does it. That's what I want to see. I want to see more fighters like that. People like Boots as well. Boots, guys that are out there to do it, you know, but aren't given the opportunity. So I think that if, for instance, like someone like Boots, the guy's young, he hasn't really accomplished much, but we know he passes the eye test. For someone like Spence or Crawford to give him a shot, that would be awesome. I know I'm just dreaming, thinking about that, but that'd be awesome. So if we have someone like David Benavidez that's down to give Morrell a shot, because a lot of people that I be talking to, they think that Morrell can beat Benavidez. I don't, but I think it'd be a damn good fight, man. Damn good fight.
Oh,
it'll definitely be a great fight. It'll be action for sure.
Big time action right there. And as far as now one more thing, I don't want to take too much of your time, but Tank, after Tank won last night, I'm happy for the guy. Guy's pretty damn humble. I love the guy, but he didn't call out Devin Haney, man. What's up with that? What's up with that, man?
Yeah, I wonder about that too. I wonder. I mean, I know Tank has some personal stuff coming up in like a week or two, so that could probably delay him being in. Plus, Devin got to get rid of his own problems on May 20th, so that could be another reason as well. So a few things on that, but yeah, it was kind of interesting why he didn't say anything. But he said in the post fight, he's like, I don't want to talk about him. This is my moment. So
true.
We'll see.
We'll
see.
But in Tank's defense, excuse me for cutting you off. But in Tank's defense, I don't mind him, you know, not actually going for the belts. I mean, I would love to see him getting there with Shakur because you know what, man? And maybe Tank's not done. Like Floyd was a stupid. You don't always want to pay for all those sanctioning fees. Man, they charge you an arm and a leg for all the sanctioning fees, man. So Tank's out there making big bucks. He don't got to pay no sanctioning fees. I love it. Smart guy. Whoever's advising him is doing a damn good job. Because you know WBC, WBO, you know, man, I mean they do people dirty, man. They're charging too much. So you know, I think Floyd at the end, Floyd was smart. Floyd was like, hey man, you want me to fight for you? Hey, you pay the sanctioning fee. So I think his promotion was paying sanctioning fees, I believe. So because you know having all the belts isn't necessarily good financially for a fighter because you got to pay those fees every time you fight, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to blame Al Heyman for Tank.
Yeah, you do. You know what? I just wanted to leave you guys with that right there, man. I love the show again. I want to shout out to the guy that calls in every once in a while at Television. That guy gets some good-ass commentary whenever he calls in. So I send a shout-out to that guy at Television. Send a shout-out to Boots, to my dad in heaven. Love you, Dad. And my son, Jeremiah. Love you, son. And Greg and Jason, keep it up, man. Talk to you guys next week, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right.
Sounds good.
Appreciate you, Adrien.
All right. Love you guys, man. All right. Bye.
Later.
Hey, we got the 2110 in the building, but hold on very quickly. 2110, or 210. What the hell am I saying? We got 169 people in the building. Fuck you. We got 169 people in the building. 144 likes. If you get the opportunity, please hit the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure you are engaging. And also, we got a subscribe button down in the lower right-hand corner. This is AM Sports Media, the Angry Man Podcast. We are always dropping boxing content on a daily basis, clips, documentaries, fight breakdowns, you name it. We are doing it. Come join the family. I put a couple of links in the chat right there. Chicken Talk, the Mike Check Podcast. Go check those brothers out. They are damn good. And Chicken Talk, man, he is the plug. Also, go check out the Boxing Source. Yeah, I always want to call it the Boxing Source. Yeah. Because that's our guy. Manager Marty is our guy. As well as who else we rock with, bro?
Showboating.
We rock with Showboating. All right, man. We got the 210 in the building, bro. Who do we have on the line?
Jerry Soriano, your limit for life. How's it going, my friends?
What's going on, man? What's
210 San Antonio, right?
So I've got a few questions. You guys, for the most part, seem like you're level-headed guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all know when was the first time Terence Crawford was asking for the Spence fight? Y'all know the history behind it too?
The first time he asked for the Spence fight?
We could actually, let's just go 2018 because the video's viral on YouTube, right? 2018, that's 5 years ago, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so number one, the reason why you see these interviews where Crawford is saying, I'm done with this fight, it's past me, it's because the guy's frustrated, okay? If you followed the history between these two fighters, as far as being one-on-one, it's been a frustration behind Crawford. Number one reason why he left Bob Arum, because he wanted the Spence fight. So my question to you is this, okay? Because there's always, if you want to look at something one way, you can look at it the way you want it to look at, okay? Terence has been chasing Spence for years. For years. First he said, go get a belt. Right? He went and got a belt. Then he didn't want to fight Crawford. He would have fought Horn, though. Then it was different side of the street. In that encounter, all the answers are right there. And this isn't really on Spence. Because I like Spence. I think Spence is a great fighter. And personally, I don't think Spence is scared of anybody. Okay? But the truth of the matter is, PBC don't want any parts to do with Crawford. They've never have. It's in the interview. Al Heyman says, hey, man, we got Garcia's, we've got all these people laid out. If they really wanted Crawford, they would have told him it's an option from the very beginning. And I don't blame them because it's not a good fight for Spence. Stylistically, it is not a good fight. Number two, does any of you know what the previous championships, the previous championship fights that Spence was a part of? Do you know what the opponent got as far as the split goes? I need Porter, I need Ugas, Danny Garcia. Does anybody know what they got paid? And was there a guarantee?
Okay.
I'm asking a question. Do you know what they got paid?
I don't remember what the splits were, but I know the splits were not equal. I know that they didn't get split equal splits.
And they're all on the PBC too.
Maybe you don't know, but I think you do. Did any of them get 35% with no guarantee?
I don't recall any of them getting 35% with no guarantee.
The answer is no. No. No Spence opponent has gotten paid less than 45% and has always gotten at least $1 million guaranteed.
Okay.
Why did the PBC offer Crawford a 35-65 split, which one of your best friends claimed it was a slave contract? I mean, today he's going to say, Crawford's been ducking. But 35-65 is ridiculous. And Crawford made a mistake by even entertaining it. That's why it came down to, well, I need to see the books. And because everyone's telling them, hey, PBC, you get paid on the back end, they're going to take you for a ride. Not only are you not going to get paid up front, they're going to drag it off for months, which we now know is a fact because it's come out. Not only Broner, but Wilder. So why the hell will you go into a 65-35 not knowing what the back end is going to end up being, where the revenue's coming? Crawford made a huge mistake by accepting that.
So
I don't know why in the hell y'all are claiming or equivocating Spence and Crawford with De La Hoya and Mayweather. Who the hell is De La Hoya? Spence? It's Spence, De La Hoya?
So let me.
Honestly, your previous phone caller had it on the head. None of these guys are the face of boxing. And I love both fighters.
So you're agreeing with Terence.
They're great in the ring, but they don't have personalities. There's no way in hell you can compare De La Hoya and Mayweather to Spence and Crawford.
So let's
damn sure ain't no goddamn De La Hoya.
So let's pause for a second because you're going. But hold on, because you're going on, and we haven't had the opportunity to address.
I know, but I'm laying everything out, and then I want you guys to rebut it because there's some blaring. I mean, listen, if you love Spence and you're slanted more towards one way, I get it. This fight is hot. Okay, but I think that the reason why I get insulted when I hear the Spence versus Crawford narrative is because Crawford is what we like as a boxer, as a boxing fan. He will fight anybody. When he gets in the ring, he gets people out of there. When you get in trouble, the guy outside the ring is a family man. He lives and breathes boxing, just like Kobe Bryant lived and breathed basketball. Why do we hate on this guy? Why do we just put together narratives that don't make any sense?
So
don't make any sense. Now, hang on, because I'm going to go line by line all the narratives that you guys spew on the show.
We can't give you 1,000 lines.
No, we can't give you that much time, bro. Like we got to be able to address what you're saying.
But go ahead, I'll let you respond.
So number one, the whole comment about 2018, and that's when Terence Crawford addressed him. Terence Crawford went on First Take in 2017 and said that he wanted Keith Thurman, not Errol Spence. So that's false that he's been traded. No. I gave you your time to talk. I gave you your time to talk. I gave you your time to talk.
Okay.
I gave you your time to talk, bro.
You're already coming off the wrong side. I referenced 2018 because I asked you, when was the first time Crawford called out Spence for a fight?
He was saying it in 2017 and 2018. He was saying it in 2017 and 2018 that Keith Thurman was the guy. So that argument's dead. That argument's dead. We done with that. So I'm going to the next one.
Was Thurman bigger than Spence? Was Thurman bigger than Spence?
No. We're not gonna do that. I just gave you your chance to lay out everything you wanted to do. You laid it out. Now I'm gonna lay it out to you.
So what did he do in 2017?
So he didn't.
He called out the best welterweight in the division.
He wanted Thurman. Period. He wanted Thurman. Period. In the fucking story, he wanted Thurman. That's what he said.
Why did he want
Number
Thurman?
two, because he said Thurman was the man, not Spence. So clearly he didn't want to fight. So that's number one.
That sounds okay,
bro.
So
I thought you. Hey, listen, bro. We're not gonna do this. Either I thought you were a fan that was coming on here and actually wanted to hear what we had to say. What you want to do is lay out all this bullshit and not hear the truth.
No. I'm gonna let you talk, but as soon as you get off on the wrong foot, I gotta address it.
Well, then I'm gonna start addressing you because we could have been doing this the whole time. We could have been doing this the whole time. So I gave you your chance to talk, and I don't want you jumping in. 2017, 2018, even 2019, he was talking about Thurman was the man. He wanted to fight Thurman. So the narrative that he wanted Spence the whole time, bullshit. Number two, you said that Terence Crawford needed a belt. No, the fuck he didn't. I got him on tape where he says, go look at the truth of Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. He never said he needed a belt. He always said he was on the other side of the fence. He always said he was going to fight these other guys first. In 2017, that comment is bullshit. The whole comment about this person made this and that person made that, That's all bullshit. Nobody has made more than Spence. The only time Spence had a 50-50 split was with Mikey Garcia. That's because at that point, he was not a pay-per-view draw. After that, there were no more 50-50 splits. What are you talking about? That is incorrect. Jay, what else did he say?
Has any opponent ever made 35-65?
I'll get there. Why the fuck did he agree to it? Why did he agree to it? Why did he agree to it? Because the fucking number said he made 35%.
Who has Crawford fought?
No fucking body. Nobody. He hasn't fought no fucking body. He hasn't fought no fucking body. I was going to get to that point, too.
What was that conference when Spence was asking, who has Crawford fought?
He hasn't fought. That was in 2018 after the Danny Garcia,
Sean Porter fight. What was the date of the YouTube video when Crawford pulled up to Spence? What was the date on that?
Who gives a fuck? So we can actually verify. Yeah, who gives a fuck? What does it matter?
That was in 2018. You're saying Spence. You're saying Crawford ain't been calling Spence out. It's right on YouTube in 2018.
What the fuck? So Spence was right there. Hold on. That's where your hold on. Bruh, stop. That's where your fucking logic is fucked up. Spence was actually there to call out Crawford. They had heard that Crawford was gonna be at the fucking fight. You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
You need to look at the video again, okay?
Fuck the video. Fuck the video. We know about this. You are wrong.
A video.
You are wrong.
You cannot dispute a video.
You are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. You are
You cannot dispute what's coming out. You
what the fuck are you talking about?
But the video's on YouTube.
And you can scream all you want to and talking about the videos on YouTube. I'm telling you the genesis of how that happens. And that's information that you don't have.
The fact of the matter is you had the two fighters face to face.
Oh my fucking God. Hey, bro. Either you gonna let me finish.
Garcia,
either you gonna let me finish my comments, man, or we gotta move on to the next.
I need to know at that point.
Bro,
that's when told you that he needed to take the easy road and fight Porter because if he really wanted to fight Crawford,
stop that easy road shit. Hey man, hey. Either you're going to listen to what other people have to say, or you're going to go. Because we gave you a chance to talk. We gave you a chance to talk, and you keep over talking. So either you're going to listen or you're going to move on. But we gave you your chance to talk.
I'm listening.
So all that easy road shit, that's bullshit. What he was talking about in 2017 was, these are the guys that are on this side of the street. These are the easier fights to fucking make. Period. That's another narrative that you are trying to create.
Easier fights and easier opponents.
Hey, man, you got anything else you want? I'm going to give you 10, 15 more seconds, man. I'm moving on to the next because you keep interrupting and I'm done.
All right, my friend. Listen, the bottom line is Spence will fight Crawford. His people don't like the fight, period. The other side of the street, if Crawford is not a big enough draw, why are you waiting on him? Why do you want to fight him for last? If the money ain't making
5 seconds, bro.
Money, why did Heyman tell Crawford Spence not to take $25 million because you're cutting yourself short?
Hey, we moving on to the next caller, bro.
Or is the fight not going to make money?
I'm not. We gave this caller the opportunity to say everything that he wanted to say, and when you try to address somebody and they keep over talking you, I'm done. I don't operate like that. Everybody gets their opportunity to say what it is that they need to say, and they can say it. But outside of that, we ain't gonna keep going back and forth. You're not gonna over talk. Hey, you're on the Angry Man podcast with Jason and Greg. Who's in the building?
It's Lefty. Y'all still angry?
Oh yeah, I'm hella angry. Dog, listen to me, bro. Listen to me. I don't mind with people coming in and talking, but you laid out what you wanted to say, and we're gonna let you lay out what you want to say, and then I'm gonna address your points, but you're gonna keep trying to counter argue because what you try to do is you never let the point that counters your argument, you never allow it to come out because you know you can't argue, so you start trying to argue and over talk. I don't do that. I'm not with it.
Yeah. He was like the average blood fan, completely misinformed. Like he talking about that 2018 meeting Like
Exactly.
I explained to people. The funny thing about it was Errol Spence going to see Bud Crawford. People think Errol Spence just pull up to a random fight in Oklahoma on an Indian casino.
Exactly.
The fight was on the Indian casino in Oklahoma. They thought he just randomly pulled up there. When I interviewed Adrien Clark, who at the time was Errol Spence's manager, he told me him, Earl, and his girl got into the car. Said Earl told him, I want to go see Crawford because it's not too far from Dallas where that casino is, where the fight was. He said, we're going to get in the car, we're going to go up there, we're going to size this dude up. He said they didn't know Ellie Setback would be there or any other meeting. It was like it was a Maurice Hooker fight, Maurice Hooker and Salcedo, I think. Of course, he was going up there to see his boy Maurice Hooker, but his specific intention was to go up there and see Terence Crawford. He didn't know that it was going to be media like there to record that video. So when a man talking about he pulled up on Errol Spence, no, Errol Spence pulled up on Terence Crawford because Bud was training him because Bomac was training Maurice Hooker. They knew he would be there. So he got that completely wrong. Number
Exactly.
two, yeah,
if he would have shut the fuck up, he would have heard that. Go ahead, bro. You there? Lefty, you there? Man. No, I hang up on Lefty. You there? I don't know, man. He just went out for some reason. He's still on the call, but I can't hear you, Left.
He's still on the call? Hey, Left, check if he hit mute.
Yeah, he just dropped. No, man, if dude would have fucking shut the fuck up and listened for once, he would have heard that. He's talking about people coming in with a preconceived notion or narrative. He also has one, but he doesn't want to hear. He doesn't want to allow the other side to say anything. He wants to keep talking. Man, I'm not with that shit. Everybody gets the opportunity to talk, man, but you gotta do your thing, man. You gotta allow other people to have their piece too and not over talk them. Man, the phone lines are open, bro. I'm gonna try to hold on for a little bit though, because I do want Chicken Talk to come back in here and speak some of those facts.
So
John Norrie, the caller had a terrible argument, and you would have heard how terrible his argument was if he would have shut the fuck up and actually allowed somebody else to talk. That was the problem. You're on the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Who we got in the building?
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Tunnel Vision.
Tunnel, what's going on with you, bro?
What's shaking?
Oh, not much at all. I mean, it's been enough Terence Crawford talk for tonight. But geez, I mean, hopefully, I guess probably the next week or two they'll be able to see. I don't know. Spence wants to waste his time. Let him go ahead and keep on wasting his time. It is what it is. And I have to kind of disagree with people when people say that, that fight is holding up boxing. I don't think so, man. When you see an event like we had on Saturday, 20,000 plus people, with the amount of interest that was in that fight, I don't necessarily think. And then before that, we had Benavidez versus Plant, which was like a big, huge week of boxing as well. I don't know, man. I don't necessarily. I think as long as we keep having these kind of events, boxing is kind of slowing. So I don't know if I think it's kind of the opposite. I think it's because of everything that's happening. It's kind of starting to put that fight in the back burner a little bit. Like if it happens, people are going to be happy about it, but I think it's kind of getting put into the back burner with the things that are happening, especially with Tank. And I forget what his name is, whatever, the guy that ducked me from the other week. I don't know what he's talking about, how I was ducking him. I don't understand that because I know where he was at. He was at Manager Marty's channel, and he was getting cooked by Manager Marty, and he was getting cooked by YSL. So I know I saw him over there getting cooked over there, getting crispified. So I don't know what he's talking about. And as far as this whole, Tank being the face of boxing, when you're looking at the face of boxing, it's just basically, what's the biggest name that's in boxing? It doesn't necessarily have to be, quote, as big as the previous people. If that's the case, if that's the case, there's been no face of boxing since Muhammad Ali. Because Muhammad Ali literally had billions of people watching him fight. So if we go by that philosophy, until somebody becomes as big as he is, there is no face of boxing. We have people that have never seen that man fight, don't know nothing about his boxing career necessarily like that, but they know who he is. We say, who's Ali? They know who that is. You show them the face. They know who that face is. And this is a guy that fought in the 60s and 70s, where kids that were born in the 2000s will let you know what that man is. So if you go by the philosophy that he's talking about, there's never been a face of boxing since Muhammad Ali, period. If that's the case, it's just what's the biggest name at that time. And right now, You can't say that Tank is not. You just seen this man. Think about it just for the last couple of weeks as the fight was been building up. All the different outlets that you saw. You saw people that never speak about boxing at all talking about this fight, talking about this man. When the fight finally came on, there was, 20,000 plus people that came to see that fight. You had tickets selling for $50,000 plus dollars. $50,000 plus dollars. Even Skip from Undisputed, who deals with all other sports, deals with nothing when it comes to boxing. Yet during the playoffs, when there's playoff games that are going on, the person that he's talking about is a Tank Davis fight on his Twitter. He's talking about the rounds and round by round and what's going on over there, and not paying attention to the damn NBA playoffs. That just tells you right there how big this fight was. So to see all that, and then to have the nerve to say that man doesn't have charisma, to say that man doesn't bring in fans, is one of the most moronic, the dumbest, most idiotic things I've ever heard of in my life. You see it in front of you. Black, Spanish, Asians. You've seen the people that were at that event, from actors to athletes, football, basketball, soccer, whatever it is, what's in that place. Everybody that was somebody was in that event besides Terence Crawford. You know, he was at home doing whatever the hell he was doing. So to try to say that about him, to me, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You cannot like, I don't know, his personality or whatever it is, but people still gravitate towards that kid. And it's not a Floyd Mayweather type thing, because it's not a bunch of people that hate that kid that's watching him. That kid has mad love. And when you saw Ryan Garcia walking into that place, he was getting booed. All you heard was boos, because most of that crowd was there for Spence. When Ryan Garcia would write something negative about Spence, all you see in his timeline is Mexican for Tank, and they would be trashing Ryan Garcia. So this kid, whatever it is about him, he has people gravitating towards him. So I don't know what this dude's talking about. Quote, he's not the face, he's not this. If he can continue this, he is the face. No one from 130, 140 pounds down has ever done what he's done so far in boxing. He's generated more money in his fights than any other boxer in the history of boxing 140 down. Right now, he's top 10, one of the highest grossing fights right there as far as the gate's concerned. That means you can count the amount of fights that have been bigger than his on just your two hands. So to say that somehow he doesn't get people, you know, to gravitate towards him, it's just dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that, bro. Like, I get the argument that Terence was trying to make. I totally understand it. And to be quite honest with you, that's probably one of the stronger arguments that he's made since he's been calling into the channel. But I disagree with it. You always have a face of boxing, to the point that you're making, whether or not that face is as big as Floyd's or not. The end result is there's somebody who is the representative of that particular sport. You see it in the NBA. When Michael Jordan left, who was the face of the NBA? It became Akeem Olajuwon. It's what it was. Was he the same as Michael Jordan? Was the league at the same point it was when Michael Jordan was in the league? Of course not. But he was still the face. There still is a face.
Yeah.
Period.
Might not be the same, but it's still a face. It's like he wants someone to search and immediately replace Floyd. We took a while to someone to kind of take over from Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Those don't come that very often like that. So you're sitting there, you have a juggling of a bunch of different people that's going to be the face of boxing, maybe for just a few fights, a few years. It's not going to be sustained, but you still have a face of boxing.
Yeah, it's kind of like when he said, you know, when he mentioned Oscar De La Hoya and he mentioned Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, Oscar De La Hoya was the face of boxing. Was Oscar De La Hoya anything close to what Mike Tyson was? Like, was he generating anywhere near the gates? Was he generating anywhere near the pay-per-views? The answer to that is no. He was nowhere near Mike Tyson. So if he goes by his own philosophy alone, he can't say Oscar De La Hoya was the face of boxing, because Oscar De La Hoya was nowhere near where Mike Tyson was. He would have to go from Mike Tyson and jump straight to Floyd Mayweather. When Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya and became as big as he was. He would have to do that jump, because Oscar De La Hoya was nowhere near where where Mike Tyson was. Mike Tyson was one of the 3 most popular people in the world at one point. You know,
I agree.
So he was nowhere near a Mike Tyson. Then, you know, so if he goes by his own, literally by his own philosophy, De La Hoya wouldn't have been mentioned. He would have went from Tyson, and he would have went straight. And he would have went straight to He would have went straight to Oscar De La Hoya. And if you go by his philosophy, there has been no face of basketball since Michael Jordan. There hasn't. There have been people who have been popular, they're big, but no one has grabbed, you know, the hearts of people the way that Michael Jordan does. There's a reason why his shoes still sell for hundreds of dollars. I can go to my local store right now and get myself a pair of LeBron James shoes for $100 or less. No problem. Easy money. You know? So if we go by that philosophy, there's been no face. But, you know, but there's been a lot of other people that, you know, kind of hold up the league since then. Even right now, okay, you kind of have LeBron, you kind of have a Steph Curry, you kind of have like these different guys who kind of, you know, they do their thing. It's like the league as a whole is, you know, you have stars. But as far as somebody being on the level of like a Michael Jordan, no one's anywhere close to that. Nowhere close to that. But, you know, and as far as when it comes to, I know one of the callers asked, he's like, you know, why didn't they mention Devin Haney? Tank, this is like one of the biggest, you know, this is a huge event. And he wanted to keep this event on him. You know, he didn't want it to be a situation where he's giving somebody else light. Devin Haney has a fight coming up in a couple of weeks. So why would you want to give him light, especially if it's somebody that you're probably going to have to negotiate with in the future? Why would you want to turn eyes towards him to help his numbers? That's just stupid. You know what I mean? Because this is somebody you're going to have to negotiate with. And just in general, he also understands what people are trying to do. People are trying to attach themselves to him. And then by attaching themselves to him, try to, you know, get people interested in them or maybe make it kind of like a Floyd Mayweather. Because I remember Devin Haney's dad once said something about, oh, this is not an East Coast, West Coast. It's not a Biggie Tupac thing. Because he wants it to be almost like a Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather type of thing, where you have all these people rooting for one guy, all these people rooting for another guy. And then even if you don't fight that dude, you're still able to generate a lot of money doing other things. You know, but that's just not what it is, though. You know what I mean? This is not, Tank is Tupac and he is Biggie. You know, that's what he is. All the love is going towards him, you know, and if you're trashing him, you know, people can trash him all they want to, but all he's going to do is going to push people away from you because his fan base is continuing to grow and they're sticking with him, you know, so that all that's happening is you're putting yourself into a space where you're bringing disdain to you and you're pushing people away from you. And that's what I don't think people understand. They think they can do this effect, but it's different when they would Tank. When you go in there, those are his fans. They follow him everywhere. Doesn't matter where he's going. Doesn't matter who he fights. He's doing big numbers, and that's because this is his fan base. They're riding with him. So you know, but that's kind of why they just don't. They didn't want that. He didn't want that. You know, that energy being put towards them and them getting the shine during this time when it's all about him on this platform. This is his platform, and it's kind of funny to me that they were talking so negative about this fight, calling this what do you call it? A fight between an Instagram champion, calling this what else did you call it? I forget what the word they were using. But at the end of an exhibition, you call these fights all these things, but then you pay thousands of dollars to go watch that event and to be part of that event. So, I mean, it is what it is, but for me personally, I would have to say if he can sustain this, because you still have to sustain it. If he can sustain it, then he's the face of boxing. Unless Canelo himself decides that he's going to start fighting these other people that people want to see him fight, then he is the face of boxing. Because I'll tell you one thing, that Ryder fight isn't going to do the numbers that this fight did. That Bivol fight that he had, it didn't do the numbers that this fight did. When he fights Bivol again, if he does that, it's still not going to do the numbers that this fight did. So we have to see what happens in the next couple of, fights. And I don't know who he's going to fight, but, I mean, I don't know how you fight Devin Haney just due to the fact that Devin Haney has a mandatory in Shakur Stevenson. So I don't know how that would work, so unless he's willing to drop that belt. But if he drops that belt, then he's kind of going against everything that he said. He says he's not about money and he's about legacy. So if you're dropping that belt to the fight Tank, which everybody's been saying that Shakur is better than Tank, and those two are the two undisputed fighters. I mean, the undefeated top 10 pound-for-pound ranked fighters. And you have to admit it that, hey, I'm going here for the money, but I don't know if what the money would be anyway. We don't know what is he going to accept, what he's going to have to take in order to make that fight happen. You know? And my last thing just before I leave was also that last caller that you had that kept talking about all these other guys with the numbers as far as like what they got to fight against Errol Spence. You can't go by those numbers that you see on the internet. Those numbers aren't real. You know, These same sites will have fights listed as pay-per-views that weren't pay-per-views. And they'll say, oh, he got paid $1 million, but he got paid $3 million after the pay-per-view for a fight that wasn't a pay-per-view. This same site was telling you that Hector Garcia and Isaac Cruz got 50-50 on pay-per-view with Tank Davis. Why would they give Isaac Cruz and why would they give Hector Garcia 50-50? Like, you just gotta use your head. These people don't have access to these contracts from PBC. The only thing that you know for sure is what they tell you, as far as the fighters themselves tell you, or let's say an Espinosa or something like that tells you. You know it from that, and then you know it from the purses from the commission. That's it. That's it. And as far as he also said that, they pay people or whatever, they just pay people. When it comes to the gates, the gates from the commission, that's a federal entity that's putting out those numbers. So when they give out the numbers, they'll tell you, hey, this amount of tickets were given away. That's how we know Ramirez in his last fight, they gave away 9,000 tickets. That's how we know when it came to Tyson Fury's 2 fights that they had in the United States. One fight, they gave away 3,000 tickets. Another fight, they gave away more tickets than people actually bought to go to that fight. They give you that number. That's why those numbers are always important, where even if you want to ignore the pay-per-views, you still look at the gate because those numbers are from a third-party entity, a federal government, entity. So, so those numbers are solid. But it is what it is. Y'all have a good night.
I want to add a point to that.
Appreciate you, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no way. So if you go and you Google Errol Spence versus Yordenis Ugas, you will see that supposedly he got a 50-50 split. There's no way in hell Errol Spence, that has already done, let's call it 800,000 pay-per-views, something like that, between Garcia, and Porter in Arlington, Texas, with Yordenis Ugas. There's no fucking way he got 50-50. There's just no way. So people, to your point, the information that you find out there on the internet, I don't believe it at all.
You can't go by. You just got to use not only that, you got to use your common sense, especially if you follow boxing for decades or for years or for decades. You've got to follow your common sense. Why would they give Ugas 50%? Why would they do it? It doesn't make any sense to do it. You're just out of the kindness of your heart. I mean, is that what you're doing it? Because you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to do it. Like, hey, just take all these tens of millions of dollars. It's cool, Just go ahead and take it. I'm cool with that. No, you're not going to do that. You're only going to, the only time some fight might be, let's say, even Manny Pacquiao. That big super fight doesn't happen without Manny Pacquiao. There is no other place Floyd Mayweather could have gone to generate the type of money that he was going to generate against Manny Pacquiao. That fight still was not a 50-50 split. It still wasn't 50-50. So, you got to use your common sense. There's no way somebody like that, Isaac Cruz, somebody like a Hector Garcia, especially Isaac Cruz, a last-minute replacement. You give that boy $1 million, he's happy. You know what I'm saying? You tell him, I'm going to give you $1 million. You could tell Isaac Cruz, we're giving you $400,000, $500,000. He's going to be happy, and he's going to take that. It's going to be his biggest payday. That's number one. Then if he can win that fight or even have a good showing, he's going to be good. Hector Garcia, they didn't need to fight Hector Garcia. They could have fought De Los Santos. They could have fought the dude, that Dominican Ali that tested positive. He could have faced Michelle Rivera. They could have faced him. I mean, they had options of people that they could have faced, So to think that he actually got 50%, like, just because it fits the narrative that you want for this other fighter, because that's all it is. It's fitting a narrative. Because there's no way, because if you go by that mindset, then a lot of the people that Terence Crawford fought, when he fought for Undisputed, why didn't that dude get 50-50? Why didn't all these other dudes get 50-50 if that's the case? Why didn't Sean Porter get 50-50? Sean Porter, he's been part of a lot of big fights, high dates, big pay-per-view with Errol Spence, fight with Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia. All these fights did numbers. So he's in a space where he could say, I want 50-50. But even he didn't get 50-50. It's still a 60-40 split. So, but people are just going to believe what they want to believe because it fits a certain narrative, for whatever narrative is that they're riding with. But, congratulations to Tank though. And I guess we're just going to have to see what's going on next. But I just don't think it's necessarily going to be – I would like for it to be Devin Haney or Shakur, but I don't see Top Rank doing Shakur at all. And I just see if Devin Haney can beat Lomachenko, which that's not a lock, especially it being in Vegas, where all Lomachenko has to do is fight pretty good in the last 12 rounds, and he'll probably get that victory, even though he might, quote, not, deserve it. We can't necessarily just jump ahead to none of that stuff. Is Devin going to sign a contract with Top Rank again? Has he already signed an extension with Top Rank? We don't know all those things. So we have to see after it's done, is he going to stay at 135? Because I don't know if they're just saying he's going to stay at 135 just so people are interested in this fight and he's going to move up anyway. We don't know. So I don't necessarily know if we're going to necessarily know what's going on until after that fight's done. But people just make this assumption that Devin Haney's going to walk out the ring. I'm not going to say that he's not going to win. I'm just saying that he's going to walk out the ring with the victory. We don't know that. So people need to just stop making that assumption. He needs to go into this fight understanding that, this is sketchy. This is a real sketchy situation for him, and we'll see what happens.
Yep. All right, man. Well, Tony, I appreciate you calling in, bro. Always, man. Great information, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, much
appreciated. Have a good night.
Brother.
All right, man. Later. We got time for one more call, and that call is going to be Chicken Talk if Chicken calls back in. So, Chicken, I know what your area code is, man. Do not call unless it's Chicken Talk, man. We want to get that last call in. 909, I see you calling in, but we only taking one more from Chicken, man. One more call from Chicken Talk. Chicken, let me know if you can call in, bro.
Yes, tired, boss.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Jason is old
as
fuck, man. He get tired quick.
Nah, I'm old, but I'm tired of this damn Spence Bud talk, man. I'm tired of revisiting the past and all this shit. And
Chicken phone dead.
Gotcha. Going over the same old talking points that's been regurgitated and proven wrong and false, and I'm tired of it. I don't need it no more. It's not relevant right now. The only thing that's relevant is Tank, KO, and Ryan Ass, and what's next for Tank. What's next? Oh, hell, we could have even talked about punk ass Don King and AB not showing up for the damn press conference.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it later.
So could have been anything.
Guys, we're gonna start wrapping it up, man. First of all, man, let me apologize for my loud voice with that one caller. My apologies, guys. One thing I don't like feeling disrespected, and I felt like we gave him the respect and allowed him to call
too much time
and give his perspective, and then every time it was time for us to talk, it was over talked or interrupted or so forth and so on. And on multiple occasions when I thought he was going to talk and I was going to speak, he made the comment, hold up, I'm not done. Let me get to the end first. So clearly he wanted a level of respect that he didn't want to provide to other people. And I just can't tolerate that.
No, not only that, he going to say he want to check us when we're saying something wrong. Like, dude, we let you speak for like 5-10 minutes of saying all type of wrong shit.
Exactly. So it was So my thing is, I'm gonna let you talk. You said what you needed to say. That's cool. Now we want to talk. You cut me off twice, saying, "Hold, you're not done. You need to finish," and all this other stuff. And then, I can't rock with that, man. It's all love, man. But we gave you your opportunity to talk. Let other people talk. What else, man? I got to say, man. We hit a milestone last night, Jason. We went over 6,000 subs.
Yeah.
I don't know how this video last night went viral, but for whatever reason it did. And right now we're at almost 6,400 subs. So I want to stop and say I'm very appreciative of the people that support the channel, all you people that are in the chat. I know there's a lot of people that agree with us, and there's a lot of people that don't agree with us. But you know, Tunnel Vision calls in and disagrees. Man, Brian S disagrees. The League of Legacy disagrees. Everybody Brenda disagrees. But man, we give each other opportunities. Jason Williams disagrees all the time. But we give each other opportunities, man. Yeah, Easy Band called in, man, and he was disagreeing with everything. But he still was respectful and giving us the opportunity to retort what he was saying. So let's keep it respectful, man. People call in and, you know, I got hot though, man. I ain't gonna lie. I got hot with that shit. I'm like, hold up, man. Goddamn. You just told me to shut the fuck up when I tried to respond to something. Now you telling me you gonna check me. What the fuck?
Anyway, the thing about it is, this is Boxing Talk. It's a boxing community. That's why we came on here and create this channel, because of the community.
Yeah, exactly.
And we love the dialogue back and forth. You know, whether you agree or don't, don't. We appreciate it because it's cool to give different viewpoints on it.
He didn't want to hear a different viewpoint.
Even when Easy Band is wrong all the time about Bud Crawford, it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, Easy Band is always wrong, but he always gets his stuff off. He always gets his stuff off. Jason Williams always wrong. He always gets his stuff off. You know, but let everybody else get their stuff off too. You can't keep interrupting people.
Exactly.
But anyway, man, what else we got, Jay? Anything else we got? We gonna have content probably tomorrow. Hey man, we got a couple of videos in the chamber. I wanna get you guys' thoughts on it. It's a couple of fantasy fights. Wilder versus Tyson, Pacquiao versus
your
I'm
boy.
losing his name.
Oh man, what was his name? The
Fuck,
guy
I lost his name.
he passed.
Edwin Valero. Edwin Valero.
Yeah, Valero.
So, I told you guys I'm old. And some other topics, man. Let us know if you guys are interested in stuff like that, because we can do more. We did a couple of resume interviews and I'm not resume videos, going through people's resumes. So I thought those were good topics to cover. Yeah.
Real quick, Greg. Lindell Hampton, I agree. No Spence and Crawford talk next Sunday. I agree.
I agree.
Stay back there.
We're not gonna even do a video on any of that stuff this week. I'm so fucking sick of hearing about that fucking fight. I'm sick of it.
And hey, Mark D, man, you going to that T.O. fight? Congrats on that, man. I hope you enjoy it. Hope it's a good fight. Hope they do a good fight card. I haven't seen the undercards on that T.O. Josh Taylor fight.
What is Harrison Brooks saying? At Jason Williams, don't need their attention. Could call in. You were talking about them, not boxing. I hate on this channel and every other. They ran poor Fannin damn near crazy. Trying BFTB. Hey, Harrison Brooks, I'm not sure what you're talking about there.
I think him and I don't know what they're going. I saw him going, but I couldn't keep up with it. I was looking at some other stuff.
Jason Williams, I gave who attention? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Best videos. I'll set it up. I'll set you up a versus Tunnel Vision. No problem. But guys, whatever we do, if we do debates on this show, which I'm perfectly fine with doing, bring people on to debate.
Oh, okay.
You got to give people the opportunity. You make your comment, then you got to give people the grace to make theirs. You can't make a comment, then when the person starts to either counter your argument or whatever, you just jump in and counter. Because I've seen people, I know somebody who argues, Jason, you and I know someone who argues just like that, right? They want the entire time to get everything out, and then when you start to counter, it's every time you say 3 words, it's interrupted. I don't like that. So we got to make it so that you come in and you say maybe you do something like we give them 10 or 15 seconds or 20 seconds, whatever, on a specific topic to make their case, and then you go back and forth. You got a 30 second response, and then that's it. But you can't just keep talking and talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
What were they saying, Jason? Give him attention, Greg. Give who attention?
No, it was about Harrison Brooks. Harrison Brooks is actually defending your sick ass because Jason Williams was trying to troll you about you being sick or whatever.
Oh man, Jason Williams. Hey, so Harrison Brooks,
yeah,
Jason Williams,
it's all
and
good.
I
Harrison Brooks, though.
Yeah. We got a different relationship. Jason
that,
Williams and I. Yeah, we got a different relationship, bro. That's what. So Jason Williams can do that.
Yeah, no, he was talking about because he's seen it. You know, Fanon and some others had some people just doing that, and you know that's just not cool. But we appreciate you looking out and taking care of Jason Williams. You know, he's Jason Williams lightweight, even though he got my name with a punk ass Y in it, but he all right. He all right, but we appreciate that though. You know, we ain't take offense to it. I mean, quite honestly, we got real thick skin anyway, so.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, Harrison Brooks, but Jason Williams and I, trust me, it's just I almost look at him like a homeboy, if you will. So
yeah,
he been showing love to this channel for a while, bro. I ain't got no problem with what he doing. Man, Jay, what else, man? I just love sitting here and kicking it with you guys and not even talking boxing, man. Just sitting here and kicking it in general, man. Motorsports, salute, man. Salute. Jay, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up, bro. So, shout out to the Mic Check podcast. Please go subscribe. Chicken Talk. Please go subscribe to their channels. The Boxing Source, Manager Marty. Who else is out there, Jay? Showboating. Go check out Showboating. Lefty Chicken Talk. He has a Spaces. I think it's Lazy Lefty OG is his Twitter name.
Yeah,
go find Lazy Lefty OG. He has a Spaces every Saturday at 11 a.m. It is fire. Straight fire. Go check it out. And then shout out to everybody in the chat. Brenda McDonald, that's my girl, man. She ain't going nowhere. Edward Torres, Brian S, Motorsport, Jason Williams, Harrison, Easy Band's my dog, the League of Legacies.
Yeah.
Best videos, Mark D. And everybody that gave contributed to the channel today, man. Who did all that?
Dante Thomas and Skills from New Orleans. We appreciate y'all donations, man. It definitely helps out.
And guys, please, if you are join the channel, become a member of the channel. It is only $2.99. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, and I hate asking for money, but it supports the channel, man, and it pays for all this software that's required for us to do documentaries and stuff like that. $2.99. It may not seem like a whole lot, but man, it goes a long way for content creators like ourselves. So consider doing it. That's all I'm asking. Again, man, I appreciate you guys, man. We'll have more content very soon. Much love to you guys, man. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bro. Peace.